Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Werewolf the Apocalypse: Rage Across New York. First and foremost, let us meet our werewolves. And again, I will call you all out in the order in which you are on my screen, which may not be the order you are on Twitch. We will start with you, this beautiful man, Mr. Justice Hughes. You're both beautiful men. There's a surplus of beautiful men. With Jake from Q Times being the beautiful anchor behind the screens. But in this case, I do mean you, Justice.
You all are very fortunate. Hi, I am Justice. I am half the team at Bard and Barbarian, and tonight I am playing Spencer, a Glasswalker, and he's a real twitchy boy.
It was also your birthday this week, so yay! Happy birthday, Justice!
Yay.
Happy birthday! Yay! Yeah, I will deny you the low grade terror of having all of us try and sing to you because you don't realize just how out of sync this is until you try and harmonize. But it's in here. Yeah, we're singing Alles Gutes Geburtstag in here. Mason.
Yes. Hey, everybody. My name is Mason Dula. You can find me over on Wizard X TV, where I run all sorts of fun D&D stuff. And tonight I'm playing Jax, the Metis Arwen Silverfang. He's not a smart boy, but he's a good boy, strong boy.
Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I work at Roll20. I'm the director of licensing. In this show, I play Zuffy. I am the Lupus Theurge Black Fury. And I'm a very special puppy.
Yeah, she is the best girl. Yep. Diana.
Hi, I am Diana. I am the Dice Affiliate Manager over at Die Hard Dice. I'm also the other half of Bard and Barbarian. And tonight, I am Miss Selena Marino, a paranoid Silverfang who ate a cat very recently.
I mean, the cat had it coming. If it didn't want to get eaten, why was it there?
Yeah, exactly.
Why was it even there?
Defense.
And last but certainly not least, Miss Melee Damage.
Hi there, I am Melee Damage, and I am having trouble with my mute. And I will be playing Tempest Sky, the Stargazer. She a good girl. She a good girl. She a humming Stargazer. She might have run away, like kind of also been raised by, child Gaia. Like, it's all right.
Yeah, again, as one does. A couple of things before we get too far into this. As I say at the beginning of every week, many of you know that I'm working on the new edition of Werewolf the Apocalypse. That is not this. This is an adaptation of the homebrew rules we use for the Patreon games that I run on my server and May runs on her server. They were originally written by Nick, aka Bearded Devil, but by now lots of people have chopped away at this. So this is all homebrew. So please do not construe from anything that I say during this game that it's like, ooh, W5 is going to blank. All homebrew. Also, I just have to address right before we went live, we got the announcement that Ruth Bader Ginsburg has passed away. She was a legend and an American hero, and I hope that she rests in peace. I would only say to you all, please vote. Elections have consequences. Please vote. And that is all I have to say about that. Yes. You have something else to say about that?
Yeah, Jesse from Die Hard Dice is over in chat. It is her and Todd's anniversary tonight. So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Sorry we had a national tragedy on your anniversary, but that's still cool. You guys can turn up. Yay. It's officially the darkest timeline. But happy anniversary. And again, thank you to Q Times for having us here. And I have to, of course, toss a shout out to my beloved Games for Love. Games for Love is a 501c3 kindness-oriented charity aimed at easing the suffering of children, especially here in the midst of the pandemic. Usually we hear that children are largely not susceptible to the disease, unless, of course, they already had an underlying health condition, which many of these kids do. They've been in a very heavy quarantine. It's very difficult. Oftentimes, they can't even get visits from their families. And so we're raising money to buy video game peripherals and things of that nature for them. Every $10 directly impacts the lives of 2 children. Now, I will say one other thing so that we can adequately raise the stakes here. This, theoretically, is the last chapter of our werewolf story for New York, which will lead us directly into another chapter to be revealed in the future. However, if we do not get to a dramatically appropriate moment by the end of this episode, we may do one more. But theoretically, this is the final act for our pack. So let us fade in to where we found ourselves previously. Last week, you all went by Tempest's house. She needed to recover something that was a relic of great value and great power for her, which was her clave, her mystical sword, fighting implement that it is a beloved keepsake for the Garou that are fortunate enough to have one. After going back to her house to recover it, however, you all found there was a card on the door by the name of someone named Warden Jameson that you all know to be a local, very influential Shadow Lord. There also was a limousine that was parked out front of the house that you all weren't quite sure who was driving. Jax and Zuffy tried to innovate the fastball special there, to yeet her at the limo, to mixed success, needs to get workshopped, inadvertently flinging her through the front window and into the living room of a couple that was just trying to enjoy their dinner. But thanks to some quick thinking on the part of both Zuffy and Jax and Selena and Tempest, let's get this right. Honestly, Tempest and Selena did the thinking. Jax and Zuffy did the going along with it. You all got out of there relatively unscathed, believing that it was in fact a safety, it was a test of different ways people might be breaking into homes, and now they knew that they needed stronger glass and thicker bars on their windows. After that, you all went tracking the woman that you'd seen on the subway initially, who was traveling with the bomb. Spencer, through his advanced technical ability, had traced her all the way back to a quiet street in a neighborhood where she had emerged out of her home, got on a strange van, like almost a church-style van. And when she got out of the van and entered the subway, she was carrying the bomb. But in tracing her all the way back to the neighborhood, you found a series of brownstones that it just seemed like something was wrong. All the way back, it was to the 1950s, and it just looked worn and haggard, and like there were just nothing had been painted, and it was falling apart. It seemed like gentrification had somehow missed this place, and it just absolutely stank of the worm. It was also clear to you that many of the houses nearby had also been influenced and had a worm taint of their own around the houses. But this one clearly was the epicenter of this particular infection. At one point, Tempest went out and checked in the nearby recycling to find the tools necessary to create a Molotov cocktail, should it be necessary to burn this place to the ground, and found, although the garbage cans had been moved out, they were all empty. There was no sign whatsoever that any trash had been taken out of these houses, even though they appeared to be occupied or lived in. Once you all made your way into the house, you were beset by some terrible spidery creature that immediately attacked you all. And after a significant battle, you were able to destroy the creature, which it itself seemed like a large spidery bug, but also had hordes of spiders and insects that had alternatively bitten and stung you all during the fray. Also during the fight, something significant had happened. A missed strike of a sword had punched a hole through the ceiling, through which you could smell sweat and blood and hear crying. After the creature died and the supernatural darkness began to dissipate, and Spencer, through some quick thinking, had already been taking pictures of the things along the walls, what you found downstairs in this house was akin to one of those very large conspiracy boards with strings and notes etched all over it. It looked like the ravings of a twisted mind that was planning something significant, had posted pictures and images and written things and the strange arcane runes all over the wall, some of which looked like they'd actually physically been carved in by hand. And you saw a picture of a gargantuan woman who stood nearly 7 feet tall. She was like a twisted, horrific version of what you would think a Valkyrie would be if she were coming to drag you to hell instead of your hallowed rest. She stood with a snarl on her face in elaborate BDSM style garb all over her muscular, terrible body. And as Spencer looked upon her, a certain awareness went through your mind, as all Garou have an innate awareness of who the greatest and most terrible of you are. This is Zizak, the greatest of the Black Spiral Dancers, and arguably the most powerful Garou alive. And with that, we rejoin our characters.
Is it is it dead? Is it dead?
Yeah, it's safe.
Do you want me to kill her again?
What do you got over there?
Well, look, just
She's pretty hot.
no. Think. Use your wolf brain. Come on, you.
Do you know her?
Yes,
I
We
know
all-
who that is.
dig.
She's
You know her.
She's alpha.
Oh,
I am-
very much.
No, Zuffy, she's not alpha. That is the opposite of what is good. That is the exact opposite of what is good. That is no.
But-
Hi,
It's a
guys.
weird
I
name.
might not make it out of this, but also, fuck her. And I'm gonna go into the tower.
Well, the tower is near Central Park. You guys are still some distance away. The tower that your ancestors tipped you off about is near Central Park. You all are some
okay.
some
I
distance.
thought we picked up right over near where the tower was. I thought that's where we were last time.
No, there's still more to be done here in this house.
There's an upstairs, right?
Mhm.
I would like
Well-
to cautiously go up the stairs.
Yes, Tempest.
You do that. I'm gonna head over to that tower because now I know where the most heinous evil thing is here, and we should probably take care of that.
Wait. Don't go. We can't
Why?
go in the tower.
But why? It
If-
sounds
if
like there's
she-
things to kill there.
Oh no,
But
this is
it-
a one-way mission for me. Like I have accepted that deep in my heart. But I don't know if you've met me, but like Molotov cocktails, like that's kind of my thing. You know, fight the man. Remember we talked about the man? The man. She's
Where?
the man. She's the man.
You're going to get her killed. We should think about this and give it a little time to like process. Maybe we can strategize
Selena.
instead of just like charging right in.
Selena.
Oh no. That's definitely the wise way to do it. I, however, just want to kill her.
Selena, give me either your wits or your intelligence plus your occult, whichever is going to give you the bigger pool.
And well, that's not a very big pool no matter what.
I believe in you.
Okay. That's hey, that's a crit, so 4 successes.
Hey, is you are standing here and she's like, I'm gonna go do some murder, and you're like, wait, no, we probably shouldn't. Like, hang on, let's think about this. And you see Spencer is starting to have an existential panic. Looking at this, you realize you have heard of this person. They don't, when you would grow up and they would tell you these stories, they didn't usually use her name, Zizak, although that once you hear it, it does like trick somewhere back in the depths of your mind. You all were raised on stories of her as the Angel of Despair, and that she was prophesied to kill the last Gaian king, which was largely believed to be Jonas Albrecht, the king of the Silver Fangs. So not only is she an enemy to all Garu, as it were, she is in particular an enemy to your clan.
In my knowledge of her existence as sort of a bedtime nightmare situation, does she have anything to do with the 7th generation? Anything tangentially related there?
What you would know, and even Jax, give me also, and I realize you are a strong boy, not a smart boy, your intelligence or your wits and your occult, because these are stories you would have been told. Let us find out whether or not they're stories you've retained.
Rolling all 3 of my dice here.
I believe in you.
All failures.
Nah, it just yeah, she didn't look that tough to you, buddy. You can take her.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, good. At least we know where she is now. I'm going to kind of turn at this point to Tempest. Why don't we just go kill her and just?
No. Are they still in motion?
So, well, hang on. Wait, hang on. But do let me finish answering your question that you'd asked me about the 7th generation.
Oh, my apologies.
Their relationships, the 7th generation was a group of humans that were worm cultists, that, their minds had been twisted by the worm and its corruption. The Black Spiral Dancers are Garu that are twisted by the worm. So they serve the same master, but not necessarily one-to-one. No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say, just know what you're getting into, Jax, if you come with me for this, because this is not going to be like an easy fight. I know you're very strong. This is kind of like a one-way trip if I go do this, and I understand that, because like it means enough to me as a person to want to sacrifice that, but I don't know if it's entirely up to you. It's your choice. It's a great honor to us, and I won't take that away from you, but just know what it is before we rush in.
I just want you to know that after we kill her, nobody's going to force you to stay in the tower. You can still leave, Tempest.
Jax.
Yeah.
That's
so I know. I know that, I kind of lost it a little bit earlier, and maybe you've lost your faith in my ability to kind of help make good decisions. I understand that, and I know that, and it's all my fault. But I know that this isn't the right decision right now. We gotta use the brain stuff, and then you can kill whatever we come across. I promise you. But I want you to make it out the other end. So can we, and I'll turn to Tempest at this point, can we spend just a little bit more time maybe figuring out what we're dealing with, and then we can go and rush off and kill whoever you want to kill. We can track down this man that we were talking about earlier afterwards. We need to figure out how much bad stuff we're going to be up against.
A lot of it, if it's her.
All the more reason to strategize.
Zuffy.
Like all of it.
Give me your wits and awareness, Zuffy. And Spencer, give me either your wits or your intelligence plus occult.
Three successes.
All right.
4 successes.
4 successes. First, Zuffy, while everyone is talking here about we're gonna go do murder, and Selena's like, wait, hang on, can we just have a plan for murder? You hear sobbing coming from upstairs, Zuffy. They actually
there's upstairs, there's sad ones. And then I start frantically looking for the way upstairs.
There is a staircase you could go up. Spencer, while you were listening to this, again, people believe the Glasswalkers have no connection to the mystical reality of the Garu. That you do, it just manifests differently for you all. And one of the things that you know is this woman, this individual, Zizek, she is not the Angel of Despair itself, but what had been rumored amongst the Glasswalkers, which again is the thing that you don't really talk about, is that the tower that you all had lost had ultimately been turned into a pit that was attempting to create a place that the nameless Angel of Despair could manifest. That expressly they were trying to essentially coalesce so much corrupt power that they could just wage open war on Central Park. But to the best of everyone's knowledge, they haven't done it yet. Because as you might recall, most people still believe that it is just still a Glasswalker holdout over there, and is just sort of like still a testament to Roth's folly that he'd even tried to create another sept so close to Central Park.
Look, you can do what you want, but I know that we shouldn't go there. We don't need to go there. We would die. We would die horrible deaths. It needs to be dealt with. But look, our job, Rat and Cockroach, they told us to figure out this thing, the bomb thing, and that's what I'm here for. I'm not going to keep you safe in the tower. That's not what I was tasked with.
Well, that's not how packs work. You're kind of generally supposed to still keep each other safe.
Speaking of packs, did anyone see where Zuffy went?
And also, I said that I know I'm not coming back if I go in there.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Zuffy, as you do sneak up there, which form are you in, by the way?
I honestly do not recall where I left off, but at this point I would say that I'm in my wolf form.
Is you come up the stairs, you do hear crying in sadness and you also hear a buzzing in stinging and just like horrific sounding, just like scritching and vermin sounding noises.
Do I see anything yet?
As you sort of poke your way around the corner, you see in what was probably once an attic space, maybe, or maybe bedrooms, like the walls have been long since worn through and knocked down. You see several groups of people that have like their hands shackled over their head and are hanging there. And most of them have their eyes sunken in. They look dehydrated. They look malnourished, but some of them are still very much alive. And you can see the hole in the floor that was burst through during the fight. And you see like one of them is kind of reaching out with a bare foot, like almost trying to reach for it as if to like tip off whoever's downstairs because they haven't seen you yet. And you notice when this foot reaches towards the light, a very large hornet flies over and lands on the foot and stings the person. And then and pull their hands like, I'm so sorry. And you see the foot starts to like swell much faster than it should have. It's almost like they're having an extreme allergic reaction to the sting, and they very much like I'm sorry. Give me another wits and awareness.
Can we hear that exchange now?
You can all give me a wits and awareness to see if you hear that up there, because you got a chance at it. It's coming down the stairs, and there's the hole over you. But specifically, Zuffy, give me another one.
That was 2 4s in a row.
All right, so the wait, two.
Sorry, two groups of 4 successes in a row.
Okay, got it. You see, Zuffy, as you kind of peek around, in this room, there's about 10 people in this state. Men and women of varying ages. A couple of them are laying there like their legs have buckled completely. Maybe they're dead. Maybe they're just unconscious. It's difficult to say. It is clear that they're all kind of in pools of their own filth. They've been here a long time. And at the end of the room, you see something in the shadows that is just sort of like doubled over. It looks almost like a person that has its back turned to you over in the shadows. Like it's almost like just kind of slumped at the far end of the room.
And what did the Hornet, is the Hornet still around, or did it kind of leave after it?
The Hornet flies very much back over to that slumped over person and just kind of lands on their shoulder.
Just to clarify, were we all rolling?
Yes, you all can, to see if whether or not you heard the person upstairs essentially saying, I'm sorry, yeah.
8 with a crit.
Then 100% you heard it.
I, like hackles raised, begin to sort of stalk over toward the like slumped, hunched back corner with the Hornet on it, to like kind of growling and sniffing at the same time as I approach to see what it is.
I'd say all of you that got more than 4 on your wits and awareness absolutely heard this. I'm sorry coming from upstairs. 8 with a crit. I would say, Tempesh, you even heard like the sound of you may not know that it was a Hornet. I mean, it's difficult but you definitely hear like zzz, you know, like you feel like you heard somebody get stung by something upstairs.
Tempest will look at the rest of the group and go, shit, there's something going on up there. Let's go check.
Zuffy, as you move over towards this, you see there's like a slight like undulation under its skin, and it turns around and looks at you, and it's a humanoid wearing a large trench coat, but their body like extends and like writhes like something is underneath it. And when it turns and looks at you, it has no eyes, it has no teeth, it doesn't even have a tongue. It just sort of like opens its mouth, and a large roach crawls out and sort of crawls across his cheek and up his head. And it just like turns its head and looks at you.
I growl. Are you the man?
It just sort of looks at you for a second, and it kind of like holds its hands up, and you see from around the floor all over the room the same spiders you saw downstairs start to like crawl around again, and they start to go up the walls. The people that are still conscious very much like look and start to like panic, and as they get near their feet, they try and lift their feet up and things, but of course they can only do so much with their hands chained. And it looks at you and it just says, dinner time. Zuffy, you will be able to do one thing before your friends arrive. What would you like to do?
I would like to leap at it. And sorry, I'm looking up the terminology I'm looking for. As I leap, I want to transform into my Krynos form.
Your werewolf,
Yeah, and chomp down on it.
Give me your strength and brawl. The rest of you hear the unmistakable sound of Zuffy and the floorboards creak, as her mass triples.
But Dave,
yes,
could
Jack.
I use, just because I'm worried about her at this point, could I use my super speed and my rat head to through the hole that's in the ceiling?
You absolutely could try. There's at least a hole. It's kind of like waterlogged. You very much could like bust through it. Okay. All right.
Okay.
2 successes.
2. Okay. What is Tempest doing when he's trying to yeet himself up through the floor?
She will try to do the same. Let me see if I have anything that like helps me do that.
Okay. And Selena?
Selena will. She's charging up the stairs, but she's not super fast. And she also didn't hear much earlier, so she's just gonna kind of trail at the back, following everyone, and go sword hands back there.
But they're going literally up through the floor. Are you gonna go up the stairs?
I have no choice. I'm gonna go up the stairs.
All right. And Spencer?
Yeah, I'll trail behind Selena. I'm not real happy to go up there, but I'm gonna go up there.
There is something to be said, Spencer, for trying to apply your noodle to figure out what this information down here means. That is there is no shame in that. You are welcome to join the fray, but you also can do glass walkerishness if you so choose.
It's something I've been working on in the meantime. I assume sending pictures off, but with Zuffy in particular yelling, I'm gonna at least go look, and then I'll determine once I see what I see.
All right. Both Jax and Tempest. Tempest, did you have a GIF that would allow you to get through here? There is, Jax, a terrible thing that I myself am upset for even mentioning, but I would be remiss not to. Rathead would allow you to just squeeze through the hole if that were your goal, unless you were consciously attempting to make a space big enough for the rest of your people to follow.
Sure.
Also, thanks. I hate it with Rathead.
I don't know that Jax has any sense of
Rathead.
how thick the floor is, so I think he, just in case, would probably try and his way through. Because there's a chance he might bounce back down, and he doesn't want to not get in there immediately. So,
got it. Then this is a time for Rathead. Just for you all watching, Rathead is you can fit through anything that your head can fit through. Your whole big old body just collapses, and you go through like a rat, which is awful when you're thinking about an 11-foot killing machine, fitting through a hole this big. But there's times like this is what that gift is for.
you're welcome, Internet.
Knowing he is not going to shatter the floor as such, Tempest, are you going to try and shatter the floor, or are you going to go up the stairs?
At that point, I'd probably just take the stairs.
Okay. Zuffy, you lunge forward, and you see when you jump towards this thing, it does start to like move back away from you, and you bury your mouth in its jaws. You are a lupus. You've lived in the forest. You've tasted all manner of things in your jaws. Whatever this is, there is skin on it, and the skin tastes human. But you immediately crunch through it, and it's just full of all manner of just terrible things. There's centipedes and spiders and scorpions and hornets, just unpleasant nastiness, just as you feel your jaws crunch down on it. And it does, you have heard it, but it's awful, Zuffy. Just awful.
Yeah, I hate it.
And
I hate it.
you, Jax, immediately blorp up through the floor in time for her to be like, oh,
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. And seeing, is where her jaws have bitten into it, this writhing mass kind of starts to fall out. The places where the skin has been ripped by her jaws, you see all manner of vermin kind of falling out of it as you see things crawling all over the walls and everything.
Can I Can I try and finish that thing?
What would you like to do, Jax?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop my spur claws and just run up and just see if I can eviscerate what is left of it. Seeing that she is probably not enjoying the taste too much, I think I'll avoid that.
See, he's a smart boy.
Sometimes.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll your strength and brawl.
All right. I have a lot of dice for this.
This is the thing you do.
I don't think I've ever rolled so many dice and had so few successes.
It beats like that sometimes. However, do remember that you have the ability to roll. You can spend a willpower to re-roll up to 3 of the black dice. Although, do recall also that the willpower is a perishable resource. So unless at some point you guys sleep or rest, when you're out of it, you're out of it, and other things can come up.
Yeah, I think I still got 5, but I do. How many willpower do I have left? Not many. I think I'm gonna see how I'd fare with 5.
All right.
Damn.
All right. Okay, let's see here. 5 from you there.
What I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Oh, it has, as a note, I do still have Lambent Flame active. It does have, not that it should make a difference based on the way you laughed, but it has a 1 die penalty. Yeah, no, it's probably still like 20. So
no, okay. All right, hold on. Wait, you said you got 5?
Yeah, I got 5.
I got 6, and with a 1 die penalty, that makes it 5, and ties go to the active character. So hey, that actually worked out very much to your advantage there, Jax. As you lunge forward with your claws, you see it begin to move, and kind of like, even though its eyes don't have eyes, you can see things crawling behind it. It still averts its face for a split second, long enough for you to. Yep. And you rip huge, ragged chunks out of it. And your bone claws break off in it. Is that correct? I'm losing track of who.
Yeah, the spur claws pop off on it, giving it a 2 die penalty to all actions.
Yeah, which is objectively terrible, by the way. Objectively terrible. However, as you rip through it, you see its mouth opens and it is and it, whoops. Give me your Dex and Athletics, Jax and Zuffy, both of you.
Okay. What's the bonus to Dex in Metis form?
Krenos has, I believe, 1 Dex die. I will double check here. It is your strongest form. It is not your most dexterous. So let's see. Krenos is 1 Dex. Yeah, 4 strength, 1 Dex, 3 stamina.
I got 3 with a messy crit.
And Metis is no Dex bonus.
Metis is your breed. Metis is what you were born as.
Sorry, not Metis.
Krenos is your werewolf.
Krenos, yeah, Krenos. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
1 die. One extra Dex.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
A little faster. Yep.
That's 7 messy critical.
Okay. And how many for Zuffy?
It's 3 with the messy crit.
So you've 2 10s and another one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 5 with a messy crit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll get it right someday.
It's, it is no problem at all. It's an unusual setup. You see is you just tear just jagged holes into this thing, and like bugs fall out and hit the ground and start crawling away. It lunges forward and it opens its hands, and you see all manner of wasps and hornets do come flying out right at the both of you. And you're like, yeah, Zuffy, you sort of like stumble backwards and like bump into one of these chained people that you thought was dead. And he goes and looks at you all in your Krenos form and promptly begins to freak the fuck out because human minds can't comprehend that. So he and then looks at this like horrific bug creature, and you just see like existential terror in this man's eyes. Selena, you get to the top of the stairs just in time to see Jax and Zuffy very much kind of like tucking tail as the room is filling up with hornets and all manner of stinging things. And you see this like ragged, clearly injured thing standing at the other end of the room. Like everywhere Jax clawed it, where Zuffy bit it, like things are crawling and leaking out of it, but it is still standing. Oh, it's terrible. That is an appropriate reaction. It's objectively awful.
Is there a door?
You all came in it. You think this is probably an addict at some time.
Okay. Do I have the option of like seeing that they're fleeing towards me as soon as they reach me, doing the falling touch to their back so they'll sort of spring out of the door and
they're not trying to run. They're you know. Like I mean,
well then I'm gonna go in and slash at it with my sword arms.
All right, go ahead and roll.
What is that roll?
That would be for you either strength or dex and melee, whichever is going to be a higher one for you.
Strength or
actually, let me double check that gift here.
I will note that I am still in my Kratos form from last time.
Hand blade is dex and melee.
Okay. So then 3. Okay.
And Tempest, watching her lunge forward with her swords and seeing these 10 people here, I said the one is panicking and freaking out, but really it is almost like the one panics and freaks out, Tempest. The others you see are awake. They're cognizant of the bugs, you know, like are trying to save themselves, but do not seem to be panicking at the delirium. And they should. You are muted, Tempest.
I am going to walk over and you said one is panicking and one is not. Sorry, I had a little bit of a reception issue on my end and I couldn't hear.
So there's about 10 total people. Only one of them is actively freaking out about the werewolves. About 6 of them are panicking about the bugs, but not panicking about you all.
I will start to also use falling touch, and I'll try and get some of these bugs away from some of the people that are panicking. Now you are muted, good sir.
Indeed, I is. Diana, how many successes did you get on you? 6 crit or no crit?
Crit.
Okay. You run up and just like bury your swords in this thing, and again you feel the like crunching as it's just going through it, and this like flesh sack is ripping open, and it reaches forward like it's trying to put its hands on your face. Give me your dex and athletics. And you can roll for your falling touch there, Tempest.
Yes, I was going to ask what I roll for that.
Oh, hang on. Your composure and intimidation versus its stamina and athletics.
Mine was a big old 2. There.
Big old 2.
Big old 2. Deuce.
Tempest. You as you bury these things in you, it puts its hands on the side of your face, and you feel something sting you right behind the ear. Like it is like sharp and burning.
I haven't rolled yet.
I know.
Just to let you know, I wasn't holding up a 1. I was saying 1 moment.
Got it. No problem.
That is 4.
And as you feel something like hot and poisonous start to like spread through your head and like you feel it like rising up the side of your skull, it looks at you like it's going to say something. And you see Tempest hits it and it flies back and hits the wall and smushes. And the bugs start to drip down the wall. And there's a crack behind it. You see many of the insects start leaving out of like anywhere they can get out. The holes in the floor, cracks in the wall, anything, they immediately start leaving.
Guys, this is absolutely disgusting. I don't know if you guys see they're headed that way. It looks... Ugh. I've had enough of this. Ugh.
Is the one thing still not like freaking out about the Krynos form?
So there's about 10 people up here. Right. About 6 of them are awake and not panicking when they see you. I mean, they look scared, but not like the existential terror that mortals experience when they gaze upon a werewolf in Krynos. One of them still is. However, Selena, yes, give me your stamina and composure.
Ooh, that's a real small dice pool, behave.
What kind of monster would attack your weak point? That's weird.
It's like you don't. Like, oh, stamina is +3 though. Okay, we coo.
Yeah, you're in your strong form right now.
Strong girl. That's still only 3.
Oh no.
Selena. You so put your hand on your neck there whatever this was stung you, and you can't quite see it or feel it, and you sort of stumble for a second, and you turn around and you try and look at your friends, and they shimmer for a second and they disappear, and everything just goes white. You are blind.
Guys, where'd you go?
We're right here.
Stop messing around.
No. Where'd you go? I can't see you.
We're here.
What? Come here. And I'm gonna look at her and see what the bite looks like, or if I can even see the bite, or if I know if there's like anything wrong with her. You are muted again.
When she turns and looks at you, you see what looks like white milky tendrils are moving across her eyes, and the color part of her eyes just is going completely white. It's like cataracts are forming while you're looking at them.
This isn't funny.
No, but the upside is you look really badass. But yeah, we gotta fix this, because that's not good news.
Fix what? What's happening?
As you inspect the wound, there is a single large hole. It is impossible to tell. It's like imagine the type of wound a scorpion sting would leave, or a hornet or something of that nature. Yes, Jax.
I'm gonna suck out the poison because that makes sense.
Jax, my big old strong boy, give me your what would I even have you roll to suck out poison? Because I feel like there's two things.
Weird.
Well, I mean, I feel like there's the one thing to see if you can even do it, and then the second thing to see if you fall susceptible to the poison. So
I was gonna say, if he doesn't tell me that he's gonna try, then I'm gonna attack him.
I mean, you don't know. You can't see him. So, I mean, yeah, it's just like somebody just like grabs you and starts sucking on your neck.
Just sucking on my neck. Okay, fine. This is definitely a world of darkness.
I'm going to make this dexterity because I'm sure she is squirming.
Sure.
Honestly, dex and brawl. And Selena, you do feel, someone grabs you and you feel his lips on your neck. So if you want to fight this, it would also be, I'd say it's dex and athletics to try and squirm out of it.
But can I smell Jax nearby? I guess that's a question. If I can tell that it's Jax, I'd probably just let it happen because I know that he's weird but well intentioned.
You just know just how big he is. He's the biggest boy in here. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
7 for me.
So it got 6 to sting her. So I'm going to say that is enough to redirect the poison. However, now give me your stamina and composure.
Okay. Uh-oh. This is fine. Are there any bonuses to that?
Nope.
No. Okay. Cool.
I mean, you're in your Kranos. You have your 3 dice. You've got three dice for being in Kranos. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's 3 stamina. Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's a little more. That feels better. 1, 2, 3.
Diana, I will, now that he is removed at least a significant portion of the stamina or of the poisoned. You can give me another stamina plus composure roll, Selena. 6 is what you got, you say?
Yes, I got 6. Exactly.
6 is what you needed. However, it does burn going down, and it does do 1 aggravated wound to you, Jax, as this, worm toxin has entered into your system, but not into your blood. Selena? What was just total snow blindness, even already, you can kind of start to see motion. You still can't see well, but you feel like it will be healable. It's just going to take some time.
Can I tell that it's Jax next to me right now?
Yeah, I mean, between smelling, touching, you've been around him long enough. There's only one person whose head is up there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would like to try and make an offering to my totem, or use my totem dots, which I believe give me the ability to try and reach out to them.
Okay. Roll for me your wits and occult, and you can add your totem dice. And yes, Selena, what were you saying there?
I was just going to say, if I can tell it was Jax, then I know he's not going to try and spit out the poison. I know he's probably accidentally going to swallow it. So, Jax, spit it out. Spit it out.
No,
Don't swallow
it. It's fine.
No, spit it out.
It's kind of like just trying to
yeah,
start licking like the fur.
Yeah, it's the damage is literally done. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I can. That helped. It's still not great, but.
Zephy, you were about to say something.
Yeah. So just to be clear, Selena didn't technically take damage. She was suffering the effects of the blindness and the poison.
Right.
But Jax has taken damage. Yes.
Correct.
And I see Jax and sort of try to cover up the effects of that damage from when he swallowed the poison. And I kind of shuffle over and lick at my paw and rub it on his face. And I'm using my special gift of Mother's Touch to heal him, or to attempt to heal him for that aggravated damage.
With only 1 aggravated and Rula cool, I'm going to let that happen. Jax, as you very much are blah, 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 and she comes and starts rubbing. It does feel better, Jax.
I don't know why that feels so nice, but don't stop.
Should I leave? I can't see what's happening. If something's happening, please get me out of here.
Yeah, you see the two Blairs are moving together, and one of them is rubbing the face of the other one, and like you're like, I'm not.
I'll turn around so that I'm not facing directly that direction anymore. Like
Spencer, when she turns around, you do see this like milkiness in her eyes, but what color is Selena's eyes? Normally.
Normally they're like a blue-gray.
The blue is gone, it's black, but at least it's not solid white like it was a minute ago, Spencer, when she turns and like sort of looks in your direction.
So when I came up the stairs and saw this terrible bug mess, I did like the hop on one foot and then the other, like debating whether to take off running or not. But instead, I'm gonna steel myself, and while all of that previous stuff was going on, I would like to try and to have started working on the cuffs using Open Seal, a gift that lets me open things.
Perfect. Would you have gone after the panicking man first, one of the unconscious people, or one of the not panicking people first?
One of the one that was closest to the top of the stairs, regardless their panic state. I am still in human form.
Yeah, that would have been the man whose foot got stung initially by Zuffy. So yeah, you started letting him out. How many successes did you get to contact Chimera there, Tempest?
9 with a crit.
And what are you going to say to her?
I actually take out a couple of different ritual implements and I walk over to the side and I light a small little bowl of sage and repeat some words. And when I do that, I say, we need your help. I know I haven't reached out in a while, but I really, really, really need you to help my friend, and we've kind of got a big problem, a very, very big problem.
As you sort of close your eyes, Tempest, and are doing this ritual, and you can kind of smell the incense that she's burning, Selena, even though you're kind of aware that you're like, that blur is moving, that's a Tempest-sized blur, as Zuffy is still near Jax, and you see this other man-sized blur is unlocking cuffs. You're like, that's probably him. Tempest, you hear hoofbeats and wings flapping, like as if a Pegasus were essentially running across the air, and you hear it, and you hear the sound of a train coming, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. Like there's 6, 7, 10, 12 trains. And you hear like the hoofbeats get louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. And you hear a voice just whispers in your ear, follow the line. And your hair like breezes slightly and it's gone.
What line? Do I see a line?
Nope. Well, I mean, it's an old house. There's floorboards. I mean, there's lots of lines downstairs where all these things are written. There's, you know, pictures and things and lines and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But there, when you hear the words follow the line, like nothing in your mind is immediately like, ah, blah, you know? You just heard lots and lots and lots of trains and were told to follow the line.
All right, guys. Well, 9 with a crit. I put everything I had into that one, guys, and I don't really have a a clear answer for us, but something about following a line. So, do you guys know anything about a line? I heard trains in there. Maybe it's a train line.
Maybe not in front of the other blurs. Maybe.
There are conscious people here in this room. Mm-hmm.
They don't know what we're talking about, and I'm fairly certain that they have severe head trauma at this point.
Humor me. I need help getting down the stairs anyway.
Yeah, no. I hear. You can hold on to me if you want, and I'll walk you down.
You realize the man who was panicking most has passed out again. Remember, he was unconscious when you got here. Zuffy bumped him. He came to, began freaking out, and has like fainted again.
Can we tell the other people aren't freaking out? Like, is that, I would know that's unusual, right?
Yeah. Even you would know that's not unusual. I mean, again, they're afraid of the bugs. Like, I mean, they're exhibiting a reasonable fear response, but the delirium is an unreasonable fear response. Like, it is like an existential primal dread is what the delirium is. And they are not showing that. And Spencer, as you let down the first one, he sort of like eases to the ground, and you touch him, he's skin and bones. Like clearly this man is starving, and his foot is big and puffy from whatever stung him. And he's eased to the floor, he is just like, oh, thank you, brother. Oh, I thought I was gonna meet my end up here. I did. Oh. And he does, when he eases to the floor, he does kind of like rock back and forth slightly, but you see like kind of like tears start to come down his face. He's like, oh, yes. Oh, and it kind of like rubs where the manacles were on his wrist.
Just please don't touch me. I'm make your way out. That's probably the best. Zuffy, Jax, can you?
Wait a minute. Why? Now I'm gonna go up and poke him in the chest. Why aren't you afraid of me right now?
Which, of course, in Cream, why aren't you afraid of me? And you can't be, oh, no, you're terribly fearsome. I just assumed if you'd meant me harm, you'd have done it already.
No, something's different about you. I'm gonna keep like just poking him in the chest, trying to see if he's a monster, because I still got the claws out in one hand, like waiting for it.
Yeah, you feel ribs, when you're poking at him, and he does kind of like slowly like start to like collapse to the side because he is very starving and malnourished. You just, oh wait, no, we just didn't know when our initiation was over. You see, no clocks, no windows. We hang until we see.
Yeah, okay, Spencer, you have at him. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have interrupted.
Now, what are you supposed to see? What is it that you're supposed to see? I'm not going to let anybody else down, because now my brain is spinning.
Tempest, or Selena, rather, as you're sort of looking and you see these different blurs, when you look at Tempest, her blur has 3 heads. When you look at her, there's the roughly person-sized blur. There's like a dragon-headed blur and a lion-headed blur, all next to her.
Did you do something different with your hair, Tempest?
What are you talking about? I'm wearing the hood like I always wear. I know you can't see, but here, feel, and I'll take her hand.
No. I can see. That's what's so weird about it. Do you? Oh, a chimera. You've got a couple of extra heads.
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, okay. It did work. Okay, good. Yep. I'm glad that you cannot see, but also see that.
Yeah, It's they're a little blurry, but it's a good look. I like the change. Are we still in the room with everything happening?
Mm-hmm. And when you're like, oh, it's a chimera, and she's like, oh yeah, I know, you haven't seen my hood. When she gets close, the lion head and the dragon head both go, and you feel a gust of wind on your face, and you can see again, Selena.
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
There's a little gust of wind that I saw just kind of blow by your eyes. Can you, but that looks a little less milky now. Are you all right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's much better. Can I still see the heads? Or are they gone?
How many?
Your eyes sting. It's like, how when you open your eyes underwater in a pool. Yeah. Like they feel like that. It is still just like, but as you're looking at her, no, she is fading back in now. Honestly, she kind of looks like you look when you open your eyes underwater, but it's still a marked improvement over shadowy blurs. Cool. Cool. And no, the two other heads are gone.
Okay. Whatever you did worked. I can see much better now. You're still not as pretty as usual, but like, in sort of a mermaid kind of way. We should leave the boys to whatever they're doing. What else did Chimera say to you? And I would like to kind of lead Tempest out of the room to have this conversation if possible.
Yeah, and I'll walk with you as soon as you kind of like start guiding. I'll just kind of like be like, yeah, good idea. And when we walk off to the side, she'll lean in close and be like, yeah, okay, so I'm glad that worked. That was one of the things I was hoping that they would do was fix your eyes. That's Chimera, my totem. That's why I burned the sage, not all that smelly stuff over there.
Yeah, it's potent.
Something about follow the line, and I heard a lot of trains. I'm assuming that, the subway line had something to do with, we found that bomb, and that was that like creepy taint lady that was just, had that, and we intervened with that. Where was she headed? Was it at the Natural History Museum?
Well, where was she coming from? Because they would have had to give her the bomb somewhere. I know we found out where.
I thought it was here. I thought she was coming from here.
Be Dave Storyteller, is that the case?
So what you all know is she left this house and she left this house empty-handed, got in the bus and got off the bus with the bomb. Again, like the church bus is like vehicle. So yeah, this was her house.
Well, so do you think we should go to the Natural History Museum then?
There's that. Follow the line. You start by following at the start, right? So we're here. A lot of these houses are very tainty. When I do that thing where I look, a lot of green here, but not the good green, like the icky green.
I'm getting the sense that there's not a lot of good happening in this house. I would really like to get out of here.
Maybe she's part of that 8th generation. Maybe this is where they all live, because all of the houses seem to be beaming with assholery.
Well, but I don't see any of their tag anywhere. Do you? I don't see a whole lot right now, but.
Would you like to look?
Yes.
Yeah, you can give me your wits and awareness. Meanwhile, back in the room, Zuffy, the newly healed Jax, and Spencer have this man down on the floor. And the other ones, once the bugs depart, because the bugs do leave as quick as they can, are kind of just like silently watching you all. The rest of them are still chained up, but they're just kind of observing. And again, the man was just saying, "We hang until we see." He just kept saying that till you quit poking him.
What are you supposed to see? Can you explain just a little bit more? And I'll be glad to let you go and get your friends out here, but I need a little bit more, just a little more information, please.
Maybe they'll talk more if we feed them. Do you have any food? They said the bug guy said it was dinner time. So
I think that was slightly different dinner. He was yes. Do you have any food?
I've been up here since. It's clear this man has not eaten in some time. Like he was moving within the realm of starvation being an issue. Like weeks probably since he's eaten.
Well, I can see that questioning him will probably be fruitless. So I'd like to at least try and subtly get Jax and Zuffy to get out of their Krynos forms at the very least. And can you guys start taking them downstairs? We've got to get them out of this house. At the very least, get them out of the house, and then we can maybe like order a pizza and find out what they're doing here.
Sure, I guess if I mean, I trust him. I'm gonna start breaking chains, I guess.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. This the ones that when you take them down, the ones that are conscious look equally relieved as him. There's a kind of a reaction. The ones that are unconscious, unless you do anything to wake them up, stay unconscious. And at least 2 of them are dead. You didn't know until you kind of break the chains.
Yeah, that guy's dead.
The
people that are unconscious, I'll just kind of pile onto my shoulder and kind of carry him down as one load.
Don't let them out of your sight. Don't just keep them close.
What about the dead guy?
Just leave them.
I help Jax get them all downstairs, and I give the unconscious ones a big slurp on the cheek to try to wake them up.
Meanwhile, Selena and Tempest, in your wits and awareness, what did you all get?
I got a 7.
4 with a crit.
4 with a crit. The crit is the 4, or
yep.
Okay. As you all are looking around, you all do find, even though again this house is very think the Fight Club house. Very decrepit but livable, but zero maintenance effort has been exerted since the day it was completed. So the walls are worn and things. And you open the door of a room there, and it is pretty pink wallpaper, flowers written all over it. There are several mirrors that are hanging, all of which have been broken. There is a tiny cot pushed to one side, and a small Victorian style makeup station where the ladies' corner over there with the trifold mirror and some very, very old vintage makeups sitting there. There are long floor-length long sleeve dresses, very much in the style of the woman that you saw with the bomb, hanging in the closet. But on the floor, there is something that has been carved into the wood, which hopefully I can send you all here before I describe it. You can see someone has taken the time, and as you look close, it's been carved by fingers. There's individual human claw marks into it that have etched into the floor of this room a very large spiral.
Do we know what that means?
You absolutely know what that means.
Yes. I mean, it's probably the black spirals. That's not good. Okay, so we should just really burn everything to the ground here. This whole place, just fuck it. Just set it on fire. Let's not come back. Let's just get everybody out of here. And just gas mains break all the time. That's a thing. And I really feel like no one would miss any of this.
But there were people in that other room. I thought you didn't like killing people.
I don't, but I have a feeling that most of them are lost to us at this point. If they're around here and they're around this, they're probably not really people anymore. They're way more. Remember that taint we talked about? They're more taint. They're all taints. They're just every last one of them. Mm-hmm.
Selena, to be clear, yes, you understand what this symbol is, as she does. This is the symbol of the black spiral. The foe of all werewolves is the worm, as we've said. There is a particular tribe of werewolves known as the Black Spiral Dancers that basically turn their backs on Gaia to join the worm. They live in a city that is called Malpheus. It's deep, deep, deep in the Umbra, and there is literally a black spiral. And part of the initiation is you dance the spiral until a certain amount of madness takes you, and you begin to transition. Yes, not all black spirals are born. Many are made.
Okay. Oh, then yeah, I'm good. I think that we've done enough damage to one house. Should we? Let's grab the others maybe first. I don't want to set them on fire.
And this very much has to do with whatever's going on with the tower. This is just all none of this is none of this is good. Okay, yeah.
Well, right, but I don't want to see that. What's her name?
Just she who shall not be named works.
That's I don't want to go like see her right away. Maybe we could figure out what they're trying to blow up first. It seems like a good idea. Head to the Natural History Museum and go to the end of the line, as it were, and figure out from there who to kill first.
Yes, but before we go back to them, I just need you to know something between you and I. It is very rare in life that you get something that is so easily black and white and right and wrong and good and evil. When all of this is said and done, we have to try to destroy her.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All of us. So let's take care of these things first, but do not lose sight of the end game. We have to. Oh, we got to figure that out. Oh, this is a mess. Oh, I'm starting to get a little headache right here by the temple. I don't know. You ever get one of those? Is that like a stress thing?
I mean, that's probable, but like also like with a plan, maybe we survive a little longer and do a little more damage. That's all I'm saying. And I don't know if you've picked up on this, but Zuffy and Jax are not big on planning.
Yeah, they're really not. You're right. That's yep. Notice that.
Speaking of Zuffy and Jax, as you all are moving these people out of here along with Spencer's help, where are you taking them? Are you taking them downstairs or all the way out of the house?
Where has Spencer gone?
I'm directing them out of the house, and I'm ordering some Uber Eats, and checking my messages to see if any of my videos and pictures of the walls had come back with any information.
As you are moving everybody out of the house and sort of arranging things, and you're like, we're going to feed them, and that's all, and everything's all good. When you get outside and you look around, you notice the front doors of every house on the street are wide open. You don't see anybody. No cars parked in front of them. Every door is wide open. And you hear, and you see in the middle of the street 4 claws just ripping down in the middle of the street like somebody's tearing a hole in reality. Like, and one of the conscious people that you were carrying looks up and he says, it's the day of the initiation. You too, friend. You still look so good. You must not have had to hang long to see. And 2 hands come forward and literally force reality apart. And behind it, you just see nothing but flames. And out of it, one of the biggest human beings you've ever seen in your life steps out. She might be 7'4", and she looks like she is carved absolutely out of granite. And she is wearing straps and tie downs and leather bondage and heavy boots with spikes all over everything. And she's got long dreadlocks that she just kind of shakes out. And she looks at you and she goes, "Hey, I didn't say class was over. I didn't say class was over." And that is a good place for us to take a little break. So we're just going to take a quick 10. It's fine. And we will come back and, wrap this up.
The second half is going to be really short because we're just going to die. We're just going to die.
I'm just gonna say before we get out of here, running for your life is a valid strategy at times. I see Mason's face. I see Mason's face where he's like, my strong boy has to swing. He has to. And yet the reptile brain, it's in there, Jax. Even in you, there's a sense way deep.
Remember, Zuffy, she's the man.
So
Fight the man.
That being said, quick 10, we'll grab some food because it's dinner time ish around Melt, and we will be right back as soon as Q Times tells us we are out. So, and then you pick up Jax's head off the ground as it is bleeding and like his spine is dangling in the. Wait, were we not live? Oh, we weren't live. Okay, let's go back a minute. Hi, hello. You all come out and she rips out of the Umbra. And you see Zizak standing there, and she yells at you, which I'm soft selling because I do have neighbors, but one of her personality quirks is she yells at random and inappropriate times. So might have to do some theater of the mind for the voice modulations. But she is standing there, equal parts impressive and monstrous. And the man who was stung kind of pulls away from you, Spencer, and kind of hobbles over towards her. And she just looks at him and she goes, heal. And he does. He just kneels in front of her. And she looks at him and she goes, oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And she rips his head off and just throws it to you, Jax, like it's nothing. And his head just like flies over to you.
I'm so kind of looking at my hands. Well, that's
his eyes
called for.
His eyes actually look at you wide with shock because the decapitated head lives for a few seconds. And then you just see nothing. And his body falls over and the blood pours out onto the ground. And she looks down and goes, we'll grow in better next time, huh? Who's next? And you see the ones that you all let down, like they all kind of look at each other and look at her. And like they do look like they're about to walk over towards her. By now, you all have gathered sort of near the front of the house and see this monster of a person standing there.
I can see that you're in the middle of something. So are we gonna fight or
Jax,
are you
Jax, no, we should go. We should go.
I concur. I concur.
Oh yeah, Tempest Caesar.
You. And Tempest will change into Rage Wolf form, and will also pop out her unicorn's arsenal claws, and she's going to charge at her full force.
When Tempest goes running, you see like Tempest is coming towards her. She looks at you, Jax, and she says, "Come on, then, big boy. Let's make it interesting."
Okay, I will.
Tempest! Tempest!
Nope. And I just yelled, "She's the man! This is for Gaia!" And I charge in.
All right.
I would also like to charge in.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more gift up my sleeve I haven't popped yet. I'm gonna pop my Shield of Rage as well.
All right. What does Shield of Rage do for you?
Sorry, all spirits receive a 2 penalty roll to attack against me. That's what it says.
Okay.
Just in case. So we'll see how this goes.
All right. Hold on a second here.
Okay.
Yeah, you both can do your strength and brawl.
Okay.
I would like to hold Zuffy back. So she
All
doesn't
right.
run off.
I would like
All
to
right.
run.
All right. Spencer is going to anywhere in particular you're trying to get to, Spencer?
Away.
Okay. All right, hold on a second here. Let me just read something. Yeah. Give me your strength and brawl, Tempest, and yours, Jax.
I'm gonna burn a willpower. Whenever I roll all the dice is when they do not go in my favor. So let's pull this out of there. I do more successes. Cool.
What do you say there, Tempest?
I said I too am burning a willpower, and for that worked. That worked out for me. I'm happy about it.
All right. How many from Tempest?
That is 8 with a messy.
8 with a messy, and how many from Jax?
Yeah, no, I only got 4 that time somehow.
Oh, right. Okay. As you guys both come like charging forward, she just sort of like turns her head and looks at you and smiles, because both of you are like much taller than her, but you notice she does not shift. Jax, is you come and like rip with her claws, she literally just like turns her shoulder and like lets your claws go past her. And you see she opens her hand and you see black appears over all of her as she just hits you in the chest, Jax. Roll. Hold on one second here. Roll your unspent willpower, Jax.
Failed.
Jax, you go and swing, and she steps out of the way and just, and you feel like something echo and reverberate in your rib cage, and you hit the ground and you look back and you see Selena. And you didn't notice the humans that were there have shifted into huge, hulking, horrific black spiral dancers. And one of them grabs Selena and just buries his jaws into her neck. And she very much looks at you like, Jax, you were supposed to have, as he continues crunching down on her. And another one grabs Zuffy as she tries to like run away and literally like drags her across the yard like he's pulling her back towards the Umbra as she's screaming and clawing and looking at you, Jax, like, To the rest of you, he hits the ground catatonic as this image of your worst nightmare, Jax, is playing out directly in front of you. Not only did you lose this fight, they're dead because of you. Tempest. Well, yes, Jax.
Oh, no, I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Just sad.
To the rest of you, she hits him and he falls, you know? But as he looks back at you, his eyes widen with terror as he's looking back at the two of you, Zuffy and Selena. Tempest, when she does this, bang, your claws down towards her neck. And when you hit even her skin, just you pierce the tiniest bit of it. Like somebody is just like poke you with a ballpoint pen and little pricks of blood appear. And she turns and looks at you and she goes, a lively one, huh? Let me show you something lively. Let me show you something. And you see Spencer, even as you are like running away, you hear something that sounds like a bell ring, like, and from right behind you as you're going, you see it's like the hole where she tore through reality starts to widen. And right in the middle of the street, you see the sky is green and sickly. The earth is parched and cracked and broken. There are flames everywhere. And off in the distance in the sky, you see a giant unblinking green eye. And as far as you can see in all directions is a twisting stone labyrinth. And as you're there with your claws buried in her neck, she looks at you, Tempest, and she says, You want to go? You want to dance? You should run or we're going to dance. Like just
You
still
Everything that is wrong. And Tempest will turn and look at the others and kind of give the nod to run, because she knows that if that didn't really do anything but like just chip away at her, she's not gonna try, especially if none of the others are trying as well.
And Tempest, as you look at the others and you see Spencer running as this is happening, and you see Jax is basically laying at your feet with tears coming out of his Krynos eyes.
She'll pick up Jax.
Well, while this is happening, what are Selena and Zuffy doing? You see this like horrific nightmare scape opening up around you.
Selena would have run up to grab Jax. She would have used Falcon's grip and grabbed him and heaved him with her as she started running.
And what is Zuffy doing?
I want to run up to Tempest. And as Tempest is kind of having the moment that she just described, I shift back to my human form, and I put a hand to kind of like urge Tempest away, and I have the earring, right, that as I shift into the Krynos form actually just kind of dangles on like my ear, in the fur in my ear, and then as I'm shifting back, I'm basically like removing it, and I have the dangle bob earring, and I put it in her hand. I'm like, Tempest, there is still beauty in the world, remember? We gotta go so we can keep fighting for it.
You're muted.
I know, Zuffy, but she's gonna try and ruin it all.
I'm gonna make it better. Run along with your friend. That's so adorable. She gave you a little earring. Tempest, she grabs you by the chin in your Krynos form. She picks you up like you don't weigh a pound. She's still a human, but a big human, like it's nothing. And she goes, mwah, and kisses you on the lips of your muzzle and just throws you to the ground. Go, go, go.
Let's go, Zuffy, before she tries to do that again.
And you see, when you guys turn and start to run, she looks at the humans by the door and she goes, now, where were we? And she starts stalking towards the door as you all are fleeing for your lives. And as you realize this like expanse of what you all can only know as Malpheus, the pit of the Black Spiral, continues to open up in the middle of the street and like continues to get wider and wider and wider. And you see it even starts to like branch to where the house is. And you see as it starts to overtake the people there, they kind of like stop and hold their heads, and like their eyes like start to get large, like something terrible is happening to them, like they're seeing something. And she just reaches over and she like grabs one by the head and another one and just turns their head towards the unblinking eye in the sky, and they just sort of like look at it slack-jawed. And Spencer, as you're running, you just hear a little voice. You're doing the right thing, kid. Live to fight another day. Live to fight another day. We'll get that bitch. We'll fucking get that bitch. And you see on your shoulder, there is a little cockroach from all that vermin that was inside the house sitting there on your shoulder.
Yes. Running. That's... Yes.
Zuffy and Tempest, as you are running and fleeing, and you feel like the ground underneath you. You've all been to the Umbra. You know this is real. Yes, Tempest.
I do turn right back at before we flee, and I just look her right in the eyes, and I meet her tone, and I go, I'll see you again. And before I dip out.
Right when you do, she pulls out this multi-headed leather whip. It is like a barbed... it is equal parts dominatrix implement and war whip, and she just goes whoosh, and cracks it and looks at you and goes, As you
you-
guys,
You do see that like Tempest jumps back for like a quick second, but still just kind of goes back into it and then turns with Zuffy to dip.
right as you guys are going, and you think like, you know, it's lost. They've opened the spiral in fucking Manhattan. Like, oh, okay, we that's it. It's over. We lost. It just everything just kind of shakes for a second and collapses back. Everything is quiet and still. You could hear a pin drop, and Zizak and those people are all gone.
Is Jax awake?
Let me double. He is awake. He's existentially terrified, but I mean, he was never unconscious. But you can see in his eyes just fear and pain and terror and tears.
I'll kind of hold his head. Is he in his Krenos form?
He is still in his Krenos form. Yep.
I'll hold his head, his big old half puppy head.
Rat head.
Jax, look at me. Look at me. It's okay. It's all right. Take a deep breath.
Everything's bad. Everything's
No, it's okay. It's
I
okay.
should have been
It's okay.
there.
No, everyone's fine. We're fine. We're fine.
And-
You're okay.
How much in the grip of this am I? What do I
You
see?
can
when you look at me?
roll your unspent willpower again, Jax.
Does it need to be
Would
higher
me
than one?
using-
You might recall I mentioned there were potential costs of having spent your willpower.
Looks like I
would-
failed.
Would,
Jax, oh well, hang on one second, Selena.
would me
Yeah, I would just say you see her,
Okay.
but she's ripped and torn. You can see her jaw through the claws. You can see one of her eyes is dangling and blood is dripping all over her. And you just, why didn't you save me, Jax? I needed you. You were right there. I needed you.
I can still fix this. I'm gonna like try and pick Selena up at this point.
Yeah.
still holding his head, I would like to see if this helps employ my persuasion and just kind of like meet his eye line and continue in dulcet tones like, it's okay. We're fine. We're fine.
It's clear, especially to Zuffy and Tempest, because Zuffy, you are a theurge, you are a spiritualist.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't just hurt his body; she damaged his soul. He's gonna need a minute.
I'll keep like petting like right behind his ears like you do to calm down a puppy. Just, it's okay.
Yeah, just try to breathe deep, Jax. That's
Haven't you done enough? You knew we couldn't handle her.
I didn't ask any of you to handle her.
You did though.
I said you could help if you wanted to, but honestly,
We're a
I
pack.
expected all of you to turn and run.
We're a pack. You running in there means people are going to run after you. No one's going to leave you behind. That's foolish. You're not alone anymore. You need to remember that.
That is not true. Packs leave people behind. It
Not
happens.
this one.
What is Zuffy doing?
While this conversation is happening, she's just kind of skulked over to Jackson, is trying the Healy lick again, just out of lack of anything else to try.
This time it's not there. It's so much so that when Zuffy touches you, repeating the thing you saw before, it's just her blood-stroked hand down your face, Jax. Still just why? That's all. They're not even mad at you. They're just sad that we needed you, Jax.
He's kind of probably freaking out, trying to pull them in, like you're trying to like put the disemboweled like bits back in as much as he can.
Yeah, you guys very
yeah.
much. He's just like it feels like he's like patting you or something. You're like, what are you doing? You know, as you're trying to re-embowel them. Spencer, your phone buzzes.
So I'll take a minute to realize that they're not with me, and then look at my phone.
What you see is a picture that looks like this that I will send to you via chat. You see images of a depot with row after row after row of trains parked side by side. And it says, that's the answer to your puzzle. That's where it's all pointing.
Okay, all right. That's okay.
And Spencer, while you're looking at the phone, like through a trembling hand, that little crawl goes across the top once, and it just says, "Live to fight another day."
Yep. Okay. That's good advice. That's I'll start walking back towards the group. I don't know what's I know where to go. I know where we need to go.
Why didn't you tell us earlier?
I just found out.
Okay, where?
Right here. And I'll show him the picture.
Yep. It looks like so many trains parked side by side. They look like pencils in a pencil case.
Oh, I slept there before. It's cozy.
Is that the depot station?
Yeah. That's what it looks like. It looks like that's where we're supposed to go. I haven't got information back on the pictures from the house.
No,
but I know.
Are you okay, Spencer? Are you all right?
No, that was too much. That was too much. Live to fight another day.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing to him that I've been trying to do to Jax, where I just grab his head. It's okay. You're gonna be fine.
Roll your unspent willpower, Spencer. Because you did just see two existentially terrifying things. You both saw a foe you could not defeat, and you got a glimpse into the darkest, deepest place. That is hell for a Garu, is the spiral. Because you go into there and you break, and you come out everything you hate. You come out transformed into the enemy of your mother. You are twisted into becoming the exact thing you were intrinsically born to fight against. There is no worse place than the spiral, and you all just saw it.
One single success, a critical, but just one.
It's rough. It's rough, Spencer.
We gotta go. Fight it, Spencer. Don't let it take you. Don't think about it. Just don't think about it.
We gotta live to fight another day. We go.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go. Let's go. Let's go right now. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk right beside
you're
Spencer.
muted.
I know he doesn't like being touched, but I'm just gonna sort of like try and be a helpful presence at his side, just so he doesn't feel alone.
Your phone buzzes again, Spencer. And you notice you've got one message that underneath the depot picture is just written into the line. And then you get multiple other pictures that it takes you a second to look at. It takes you a second to process, but you realize it was those people who were up there, but it's like in their lives. It's like pictures taken from their Facebook. There is a teacher, a lawyer, a policeman, a city congressman, and a preacher are the five pictures that come through.
we didn't save them. We tried and we couldn't save them, and we can't save anything, and we're
Spencer, that's not true. Live to fight another day. We did.
We got to end of the line. That might be our end of the line too, but we'll go to the end of the line.
Zuffy, give me your either wits or composure, whichever's higher, in insight.
It's like the best thing you could have asked me to roll.
Worse or better?
So it's 6 successes.
It's getting late. You guys have been at this all day. You know, they probably need some food and to sleep. They're no good to you like this.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Jax keeps trying to put your ear back on your head in telling Selena that he's sorry. You see Tempest, every once in a while, she'll walk 5 feet and kind of turn back like she's like, I need to go, you know, kind of walking forward. Spencer is still in his existential terror as Selena kind of frantically works to try and sort of hold everybody together in their own way. And the one thing you have clarity on, Zuffy, especially having learned this two-legged thing later, is the two-legged ones easily get caught up in their emotions. Just sort of go with the flow. You're afraid, you run, you get away, you're good. But these ones, things seem to hold on to them.
So taking all this in and watching everyone start to have these like breakdowns, I'm like, hey, pack meeting. We all need to rest. I know it. I've seen this before. You just need a good, like, bit of feed and a sleep. And then in the morning, we go to the depot. We see what's going on. And I know a place. I can take us there. We can get some rest. We can snuggle. It's going to be great.
You are muted, ma'am.
Is it close? I'll say with one hand sort of hovering over Spencer's shoulder,
yes,
and the other one like have Jax by the collar.
It's very close. I have places all over the city, and I got one really close.
Okay. Please, God, show me the way.
Where do you take them, Zuffy?
So I'm going to take them up. We're like, if I recall correctly, we're sort of like Hell's Kitchen-y, like, you know, Midtown West area. So I'm going to take them over to the, like, just on the other side of the West Side Highway where there's that long stretch of park along the Hudson River. And there's like a little kind of grotto-esque section of the park where there's this view of New Jersey on the other side of the river, and there's trees and a copse, and we can just, there's like different homeless people maybe like traded out each night because it's just kind of a nice little place where no one bothers you. And we're just gonna all tuck in there out of sight and snuggle up. And actually, like when we come up, I've got like stashed under the bushes, I have like a blanket or two. There's like a shopping cart nearby where I've kept some things, and I like create a little like cozy hovel for us to sort of like group up. And then after I set it up, as everyone's like kind of staring, I will form and look at them, and then just kind of like circle up a few times on one of the blankets, and then
I think that this looks really good. Well done, Zuffy. And also, and Tempest does lean in close and gives ear scritches. And she takes the little ball and puts it either. She like goes is like, is your ear pierced in this form? I'm gonna leave it right here for you, Zuffy. Or is it you? I don't know. Now it got weird, but I love you and thank you. And thank you both. And she does look back and goes, for helping me keep my head on. Sorry.
Just don't get yourself killed. We're all in this together.
Yeah. I will try to remember that.
I think Jax, still being in a state, probably sees Zuffy lie down, clearly dead, and he's just gonna kind of like still in his Krynos form, just kind of like hug around her, and just pass out,
cradling what you think is her dead body, and then it's kind of like because it has very much been a day.
Yeah,
and as you all sort of ease in, Jax, you are racked with the worst nightmares that any sentient can possibly imagine. It's worse. You watch them die. You watch your family die. You watch the worm completely overrun New York, spread into the Umbra, and you even watch the spirits of your ancestors die, destroyed and corrupted by Bane spirits. You were caught in just a swirling maelstrom of suffering and pain and failure until the sun comes up the next day. Tempest, give me your wits and awareness. Spencer, you know, like all anxiety attacks, it takes time for it to release its grip on your heart. And start to be able to like breathe a little more and come back a little more. And you know, your data from your contacts keeps filling in, and it becomes clear to you they're trying to do it again. The 7th generation had infiltrated every level of society. They're trying to do it again. Police, fire, FBI agents, it's every level of society. They are putting them through essentially a sort of initiation where they break them and drive them crazy, which is what you think you witness there. Either they die or go nuts, you know, which is the field necessary for the worm to be able to do its thing. And as you saw the way Zizak reacted, they don't give a shit if they live or not. They're like, this is what you're going to go through, and you'll either be useful or you'll be dead, and we do not care.
I'll keep that to myself for the time being, and I'll get close to the pack. I will go to wolf form and do my little fur donut coil, but not touching, just very close.
What does Spencer look like as a wolf?
Tramp from Lady and the Tramp, like with a real scrawny rib showing through, patches of fur kind of missing. One ear is kind of like doing its own thing over here. Yeah. Pale gray.
Tempest. Oh, I will just say this all for the moment that you all know lupus glasswalkers are among some of the rarest of werewolves that exist, and most glasswalkers don't spend much time in this form. So in its own way, you all are aware of the gesture that he's making here. Maybe not you so much, Jax, because you're like, why did he turn into a wolf and then die again? You know, like I don't, you know, that seems unnecessarily cruel to die as a dog. But you know, the rest of you get it. Tempest, on that wits and awareness, what did you get?
5.
As you sort of like ease down, kind of into your own position there is Zuffy, and Jack sort of like weepingly cuddles Zuffy, but she just sort of goes with it because she's like, but it is still cuddles. Yeah. And Spencer sort of eases in, and you can see Selena's perennially troubled brow seeming even more so as she kind of stands there looking down at him like a mother watching a child that's racked with fever. And you are sort of taking a deep breath of kind of like, that's rage isn't rare to a werewolf. Rage is what the Garou are. But your family, both of your families, and I do mean family, even beyond tribe, of the children of Gaia and the Stargazers, you're not supposed to lose it. You're not supposed to lose it. And as you're thinking this through to yourself, you realize as you're kind of looking down at your hands, thinking about what you did, there's a little bit of her blood still under your claws.
I feel like Tempest would know if there's something she can like do with that to like either like track her or find out more information. But I may, as a player with homebrewed rules, do not know if that like truly or genuinely can help me in any sort of way.
Well, you can give me your wits and occult.
All right. That is also 5.
As you are, simply put, the Garou are not vampires. There is no Garou equivalent of the Tremere and the wonders that they can work with blood.
Can't like get her scent or anything from it. Nothing.
Oh, yeah,
that I can
yeah. You could get her scent. You could smell it. You could taste it. I mean, you would know it if you saw her again. But obviously, she seemed pretty unmistakable. It's
Tempest just kind of like looks down at it and just kind of like thinks tracking purposes later, and then thinks better of it. You can kind of see this weird expression just like go over her face as she's not real good at hiding what she's thinking from her face. So, but you don't hear her audibly say words. You just see her kind of arguing with herself in her own mind about what to do about this as she's kind of staring at her hands. And just,
does Selena notice that?
I would say she does.
As Tempest is kind of just staring at her claws, and I imagine probably grinding her teeth a little bit while she's doing that. Selena's gonna kind of come over and just lower her hand for her, and lead her over to the rest of the group. There's plenty of evil to fight tomorrow.
I'm sorry. I lost my temper.
It happens. To all of us. I know better than most right now. Just get some rest.
You too. And thank you.
Of course.
And as you all lay down for alternatively fitful or wonderful sleep, Zuffy, because you can't remember the last time you slept cuddled up with a pack. Like, this is actually great for you, Zuffy.
This has been literally my best day ever.
It's you, Zuffy and Jax are having directly opposite experiences right now.
Oh, yeah.
And as you all go to sleep, Tempest, you find yourself standing in a desert with starry skies wheeling overhead. This was one of the times they took you on a walkabout, maybe it was Sedona, maybe it was Colorado, it started to blend together past a certain time. And as you sort of feel yourself kind of breathe out a little bit and your shoulders slink a little, you hear a voice sort of blowing on the wind. Tempest.
Who's there?
Tempest, I saw you. I saw your rage. I saw your anger. I saw your helplessness.
I am ashamed and embarrassed.
You should be neither. You can be strong. You can have your revenge.
Who is this?
You know who I am. Say my name.
No.
In the sky, you see the stars begin to swirl into the pattern of a spiral. And in the middle of the spiral, a single unblinking green eye opens. Say my name.
No. No, why would anyone? Why would anyone choose this?
Because I understand anger. I understand frustration. I understand helplessness. I understand you.
No.
Come with me, child. I will never leave you.
You ruin everything you touch. How do I wake up? How do I wake up?
I'm trying to wake you up now. You've been asleep your entire life.
That's not true. I've been a fighter my entire life, and I've been fighting against you.
I'll see you soon and grind you in my jaws. And Tempest, you snap awake. Everyone is still cuddled up around each other. Even Selena, past a certain point, you see she's asleep, but she's actually sort of like upright. You can see she tried to sit until the very last second. It was like, and the sun is rising over the sky is still that very, very light blue just before it comes over the horizon. And the sounds of the city are beginning to echo. New York, again, never really goes to sleep, but it is clear that the city is starting to wake up as you sit up with a start.
Anybody get a good night's sleep? Anybody have weird dreams? Everybody
Jax,
okay?
You, in your fitful slumber, feel yourself sort of coming back to reality, even as you hear Tempest talking to you. And with your head leaned against Zuffy's, you sort of like, the first thing you catch is her scent. And you sort of like open your eyes and she's still alive. She's warm. She's warm. She's alive. Selena's warm and alive. And you see Tempest sitting there looking terrified.
Don't worry, it was just a dream. I think. As I kind of like slowly tilt Zuffy over and make sure her entrails are not on the ground right now.
Yeah. One leg idly kicking. She's having a forest dream. It takes a second to believe it. You know, like those when you wake up from a bad dream, you touch the pillow, you
And how's Selena look?
alive, asleep, but alive. For now, the only one you can tell is awake besides you is Tempest.
What happened?
You know, Jax, like, you know how you like nature, everything that's wonderful and amazing and beautiful about what we are and the planet. Well, that woman is the opposite of that. She's one of us that chose to destroy all of that. And she might have, well, she did. She did something to you and I think me too in our heads to kind of mess us up a little bit and drive us crazy because they're all crazy, Jax, because who would want to ruin nature, right? Like, it's where we live. It's beautiful. They're all insane. And I think she's fucking with us, buddy.
She must be crazy if she left me alive.
Jax, as you look down, there is a just big palm print in your hand. I mean, in your chest, even in your Krenos form. And it, you know, it's tender to like she didn't burn, but it's just bam, right in the middle.
What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I'm gonna kind of like like trying to be tough, but like trying to like make the skin like not have the print in it, like flexing my muscles. Like,
Selena, you sort of come to kind of in a start as well because you didn't mean to sleep, but you see him sort of.
You should really stop poking that. It'll never heal. If you don't. I must have dozed off. How do you feel, Jax?
I'm really angry.
Okay. But, like, you know I'm not dead, right?
I saw you all die 1,000 times.
Well, but I didn't. She put that there.
Hence the anger.
I know. And I'll make brief eye contact with Tempest and then turn back to Jax. But we need to keep that under control just for right now. Yeah, we've give it time. There's more evil than we know about. We got to know where all the enemies are, right? Do you want to kill some stuff today?
You know I do. I am
I'm
so ready to go.
I'm confident that you're going to get the opportunity, but maybe just like simmer down for a minute. Look, Zuffy's all snuggled up with you.
Zuffy, in your mind, you're having the best dream of riding on Pegasus. When you're flying over the forest and Pegasus is telling you that you're the very best girl, just keep an eye on these two legs because they're really silly. Why would anybody move like that on purpose? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, everything is better on four legs. And as Pegasus just sort of like leans back and like gives you a kiss on the cheek with her horse lips, and you hear off in the distance Selena talking and Jax talking. And Pegasus looks back at you and says, "It's a big day, girl. Are you ready?" And while she's flying, she very much kind of like barrel rolls and you sort of fall into a fluffy bed of clouds and you open your eyes and there's Jax.
I like blink open and I see Jax and I
totally lean into it.
just give him the little lick scruffins. and look around and see if anyone is still sleeping.
Spencer strikes me as the type of dude that would wake up and fake like he was sleeping, but you tell me.
Yep, I'm still in wolf form, but very much paying attention to what's going on around.
Mm-hmm. That one floppy ear maybe is flopped slightly in your direction. Well, still like, I am sleeping. Look at my sleeping face.
And I will like. So it's like a check. It kind of like when you have like a dog and the dog goes to sleep at the foot of the bed and you wake up in the morning and you're like, am I still there? Great. Like all my snuggle buddies are still here. And then I like down dog and stretching, and I shift back into my human form and I'm like, everyone feeling good? Are we ready for the depot?
I think we're as ready as we are going to be. Zuffy, did you have a good dream?
I had the best dream.
Excellent. Is there anything else you guys need along the way? I got my stuff last time, but I mean, if you guys are ready to go, I guess let's just go. Let's go.
Spencer's still resting. Give him a few more minutes. He might need the extra sleep. You know, he was a little like out of it yesterday.
No,
you're right.
I wasn't. I'm fine.
He's good.
Oh, okay. I'm
you good?
Glad you're better. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm.
Do you want some pizza?
I'm here. So I have I have more information now. They're at it again. They're there. That's their seat of power.
Who's they?
The eight. The people we're supposed to get. The eighth generation. Yes. They're at it again. They're infiltrating. They're all over. I found out. I got the information. Now you guys. I brought it. You do it. You do the thing with the.
We need your help, Spencer. We didn't come this far just to not have you with us.
I'll be there. I have to be there. I have to be there now.
Let's go.
Well, I've got some steam to blow off. Let's go.
Cat tax. Yes. And Cat's like, what's all this talk about dogs and wolves? What is this? Let me show you what I think. You know, you're like a Bastet has appeared now. You notice is you all sort of like wake up and you get ready to roll up, kind of on one of the concrete, the top of one of the concrete walls under the rafters under which you all are sleeping. You notice a little row of 7 rats and 8 cockroaches, and they alternate: a rat, a cockroach, a rat, a cockroach, a rat, a cockroach. They just like go across, and they're just sitting there looking at you all. Little cockroaches, you know, antennas are waving towards you.
I'll bet you guys are loving this.
You see like one of the rats just sort of like sits up, and like its little rat hands just sort of rub together, and then it kind of like just sits back down.
End of the line. We go to the end of the line.
Okay. Let's
when
go.
you say that out loud, Spencer, all of the cockroaches turn their little antennas towards you.
I'll check my phone to see if there's a cockroach message come through.
Oh, doesn't say anything.
We follow the line. We go to the end of the line, and we stop them. We stop them. We have to. This is why we lived, to fight another day for this one.
When you say this is why we live to fight another day, like the rats sort of look at each other and they look down at the cockroaches, and you notice they all just like move in different directions. They don't like run and scatter. You know what I mean? Like they just kind of like calmly slink back into the shadows, and like some of the the roaches kind of crawl away and go up into the grass. You know, like one of the rats just like very much kind of like makes eye contact with each one of you before it just sort of like turns and like crawls through a grate, and they just scatter. So am I hearing you all are heading to the depot? How would you like to get there, and how would you like to approach? Again, as you will see, which through the wonder of modern technology, I was able to send a picture. The depot, I, in my infinite wisdom, already closed the exact tab that gave the address, but is fairly central. This one is, you know what, for the sake of the local, who I don't want to, get mad at me. I'm
going to say, if you want a close by depot, if Hudson Yards is literally like 10 minutes from where we are,
then that is who would be going. Because that just so happens the picture I sent you was 239th Street Yard is the one I sent. Doesn't have to be the one you're going to, just for the sake of yeah, true. Hey, nowhere's far when you're a werewolf. But just for anyone that has what the vision was, it was the 239th Street yard. But yes, you say it's Hudson is the one that is close to where you are?
Hudson Yards, yeah.
All right, this is the point in the adventure where I point out that I do not have an encyclopedic knowledge of New York. Oh, yeah, okay. No, because I do not live there.
Fair.
Ooh. Okay, Hudson Yards Depot.
That's what I'm here for.
The Hudson Yards Depot. Oh yeah, no, that's a lot of trains. Mm-hmm. Oh no, this is perfect. That is perfect. All right. So how do you all intend to get there?
We can just walk. It's very nearby.
That one.
If we walk there, we can build up some energy on our way. Power walk. Be there in 10 minutes.
You like super get your steps in?
Let's like try and be kind of sneaky, like quiet though, so that they don't notice us.
We should approach under stealth. Can I look to see if?
Do we know where they are exactly?
That's
there.
Let me see. Can I try and hack the rail yards security feeds and see if I can figure out where we need to be?
Yeah. Give me your intelligence and technology. What is Tempest doing during all of this?
When we get close enough, I should be able to kind of detect where they are in a general vicinity close to us, and just sense them out a little bit. But yeah, an exact location beforehand on a map will definitely help narrow that down even more. Whatever you guys think we should do. We're just gonna go in and just like try and nom as many of their faces as possible. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm hearing? Jax, is that what I'm hearing?
We don't know that they're there. We should maybe find that out first. And then, yes, if there's bad things there, let's kill them. I think that's the consensus, right? Everyone?
Fight the man.
That's
yes.
Stuffy. Yes. Yes. Good girl.
Tempest, as you're like, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready to roll. When you get up, when you look down, it's your hands where you got Zizak's blood on your hands. They're stained, like if you got like egg dye on them. Like if you got your hands in red ink.
Anybody else see that?
When she shows it to you, you see it. It is basically like if she just like dipped her fingertips in ink.
Well, you really didn't clean up well yesterday.
No, I cleaned up very well. That's the problem. Do Do you have a Mark II on your chest? Is that coming off at all?
Nope. Big, like a big palm print, like a big bruise. But I mean, like it's the palm print is so deep. I mean, you're covered in fur in your Krynos form. But it's like it's so deep you might be able to make out her fingerprints from it. I mean, it's just like bang. She bitch slap your soul.
No, it is not coming off.
We have been tainted by taint.
I hate taint.
You guys are taints now? Does that mean we have to fight you?
No, not yet. No, but there's something unsavory that's going on that seems to have a lasting effect, a damage over time, if you will, probably. And I'm assuming that because it's spiral, hopefully it won't drive us crazy. Although Outlook on the Magic 8 Ball says that's probably where it's headed.
As an important point of clarification, having rested, you've all regained your willpower back. So your spent willpower is all full again. How many successes there?
6.
It's a crit or no crit?
No crit.
It takes you some time to kind of go through it because there is security camera, but you know, there's not a lot of it. They seem to rely more on foot patrols. The number one thing you take from it, Spencer, is in the middle of the yard, there's 2 trains that never move. The rest of them come and go. You know, sometimes they put them in for repairs. They rotate them out, you know, but it's a fairly normal as you watch in and out, in and out, in and out. There's 2 that never move.
I think these are the ones. These 2, right in the center. That's where those ones don't. I know those ones are bad. Tempest, if you can get close, that's where the taint will be.
Let me see that.
All right.
No.
Let me see that. I'm gonna try and like reach out for the phone.
You have your own.
Then send it to me.
Will you? Okay.
He sends you the picture, and it is like the picture I sent you. There's probably about a dozen, maybe 2 dozen trains. They all look identical, but he's like, no, those 2 that are kind of in the middle. He's like, those 2.
Does it look to Jax like there would be a way to sneakily sneak Rathead style squeeze through the trains or under them, however it would be necessary to get maybe a little closer without somebody obviously seeing me?
Maybe. I mean, again, you think there's a decent chance that any of you could sneak. I mean, the
Sure.
cons are it's daytime, you know, and there is security. The pros, there's literally dozens of trains, you know, lots of shadows, lots of spaces, lots of places to kind of duck into, duck under, and things. Yeah. So the answer to both is yes. Yep. So, unless you all do anything in particular, I will say through the magic of editing, you do make your way over to the train yard. It is adjacent to a road. If you just want to like yeet over the fence from the road, or you could try and find a sneakier place to try and edge in. Yes, Spencer.
As we're sneaking through, just as kind of a potential fail-safe on our backside, I would like to use Control Simple Machine to flip as many levers as I could, like turn off brakes, things like that, so that if need be, these trains could be pushed out of the way much more easier.
So you want it where they can move, not where they can't move.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
On our back trail.
You know, you sort of, and you guys hear as he's moving by, he does just sort of like kind of close his hands and do this like Jedi thing, and you do kind of hear like just sort of as he's like moving past all these trains.
That is a really cool trick.
I have a few things up my sleeve.
Yeah, you do. I'll make it a point to walk behind Spencer at that point in case he can do other really cool things and I just haven't seen them.
Give me 2 rolls. Give me your dex and stealth for all of you to see how sneaky you managed to do this. And also give me your wits and awareness for what you see while you're sneakifying. So this is to both see and not be seen. We're looking for both.
Are we all in human form right now, I guess?
Presumably, it's up to you unless you aren't, but that is maximum sneaking form was either human or, well, I would say wolf, but you're a big white wolf, so that's not necessarily very subtle. So
I would like to shift into actual wolf form and do that too.
Okay.
And I only got 3 on that.
3 on. Okay, 3
I'm
on
like, I need
stealth.
all the help I can get. I'm going full dog form.
Okay. All right. So first give me stealth.
3.
3, 5, okay.
6.
6, 3, Zephy. 3, okay. Selena, you and Spencer are kind of easing along, and you know he's Jedi mind tricking these using the Force on these trains, and you're like that is actually objectively cool. Okay, you know, and like kind of like creeping along with him. And you know the other 3 of them, as they're sort of like moving along, you very much kind of hear the crunching of the gravel under their feet. They're trying to be cool, but it may be the fact that they've got twice as many feet while they're easing their way through the yard here. Now give me that wits and awareness. 4, 1. Spencer, no, you're like train, don't die, train, fight another day. But today's the day we fight another day. 4, okay. 3.
7 with a crit.
7 with a crit. As you are crunching along here, and Spencer and Selena are basically floating along almost silently, even though Spencer's very much lost in what he's doing. You, Tempest, very clearly hear, shh, here they come.
Everyone stop. Stop.
If you're a wolf, can you talk to us?
It varies. I personally always rule you can become a wolf, and as such, you comprehend it, you know? But it's like you can't articulate words, you know? But I mean, like full Lassie style, you can be like,
Yeah.
you like buy someone's shirt and kind of tug for a second.
She'll put brakes on.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of stop and start kind of prancing backwards.
No, we're right here.
You all
And
see.
she'll move her ears around to like signal like to listen.
While you all are looking around, you hear tink, tink, tink. And a blinding flash goes off. And it is hard to see and it is hard to hear. It's especially terrible for the wolves with your enhanced senses. It is a deafening ringing in your ear as a flashbang has gone off right in front of you. And then you hear shooting. All of you give me your dex and athletics.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh my god, that's so few dice.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Did we need to do a rage check when we woke up? I forgot.
Yes, the fact that you went to sleep. Yeah, you should have rolled an additional one. Yes.
Okay.
You all can now. When you went to sleep and woke up, should have been another one. Realistically, y'all are they're probably already pretty angry about some stuff that happened yesterday anyway. But yes, so that was 1 from Zuffy.
Yep.
And how many from Selena? 1, 5. Okay.
Rolled 2, got 2.
Remember, for those of you that said you were in the wolf form, your wolf gets more dexterity. So I don't know if you accounted for that, Zuffy, or if you did, Tempest. How many for Zuffy and Tempest?
I'm like rolling great with the crits tonight. There's 8 with a messy.
Okay. Tempest, you see this splash and you hear the flash go off and you hear these bullets and you immediately jump out of the way. But as you do, you bump one of these trains that Spencer has turned the brakes off, and you do very quietly hear as it starts moving slowly now with nothing left to stop it. You, Jax, managed to get out of the way as well, just sort of like stumbling backwards because it is difficult to see while you're still seeing spots and things. How many was that for you, Spencer?
2.
2. Spencer, Selena, and Zuffy all get shot. The bullets burn. They burn so bad. It is like someone has just stabbed you with a burning piece of sunlight. And you each take 2 aggravated wounds from silver bullets.
Ooh.
It is agonizing how badly it hurts. What would you all like to do?
Sword arms.
Presumably shift into Krenos.
Yes.
Yep.
Flash all the things.
Okay. Right. Swords. Yes, Jax.
When I fail rage, that will make it presumably go up, right?
Yeah, you gain rage.
What if I were to like pop all my gifts, somehow fail all of those, and my rage were maxed? What happens to me?
You completely lose control, but you lose control like in a not good way. Tasmanian devil, just blind rage. You can hurt your friends. You can cause way too much damage. It is not good. That's one of the challenges of werewolf, in the sense that it's like in vampire, a bestial fail is clearly bad, but in werewolf, it's like, well, you freak out. It's like, yeah, all right. It's like you lose yourself to your monstrous nature, and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. And it's like, no, but not cool. Not cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I am gonna pop Lambent Flame and Spur Claws. I did succeed on those, though. I kind of want a frenzy, but we'll hold on to that for now. And
also,
I
like
guess,
your sense of like tactics and self-preservation goes out the window when you're raging.
Okay.
Also, like, I mean, there might be times that yes, you should leave the building before it explodes, but if you're raging, you're like,
okay, just checking. Not a big deal. Not worried about it. Just checking.
Asking for a friend. Yeah, you're asking me for justice. I get it. Appreciate that. Yeah.
I would like to then use my spirit of the fray kind of cat-like reflexes to see if I can at the very least kind of scoop up 1 or 2 of them, just kind of dart across into cover. If I can get all of them, I kind of doubt I can in one go, but I would kind of like to and get them out of the way so they don't get shot anymore.
I would say that you basically can grab any 2 of them and try and get behind cover.
Let's see sorry, Spencer. I'm gonna grab Selena and Zuffy then.
Realistically, you did see Selena and Zuffy die 1,000 times yesterday, so it's like it's a little fresh. It's a little top of mind when you see them get hit and scream the way they do from the silver bullets. What is Tempest doing?
She's gonna activate Sense the Worm to see if she can get a sense of like how many of these bad guys are around, like just how bad this place is, and if there's like any kind of concentrate of like these people like anywhere. Like, am I picking up how much taint am I picking up?
Roll it and to see how far it extends.
What is the roll for that one?
Since the worm is wits and occult. What is Spencer doing during all this?
I'm gonna hit the ground.
Mhm.
So the trains that were like in and around right now are not the two in question, right? We have not made
Correct.
it to them yet.
You were very much sort of approaching them along the top end, like between the trains and sort of the building wall, away from the road.
Then I am going to hit the ground and scuttle up onto the train tracks and underneath the train,
Mhm.
and attempt to use plug and play to use my phone and hack the train that's directly above me and just open wide and send it down the track.
So is your goal? Well, one, is your goal to start up the one of the main two, or just the nearest one?
The one that I'm actually hiding underneath, that I presume that the bad guys were on the other side of.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The one that's kind of
into what end? What are you trying to accomplish? So I can make sure that I know to tell you the right thing here.
Yep, I'm trying to get it just up to max as fast as possible, so that it. And I know trains don't 0 to 60, but getting that train out of the way so that it exposes the bad guys and maybe take 1 or 2 of them down the tracks with it. And probably cause some pretty nasty mayhem down the end, but that's somebody else's problem.
Go ahead and roll it. All right, how many successes there, Tempest?
Can I actually do something else if I see that everybody's like going in and the killing has started, and if I see trains moving, I would not take the time to sense the worm, because sensing the worm would be before we attacked. So if everyone's already rolling in, may I do something different?
Yes, but sensing the worm is still worthwhile, because you might know where your real target is. Your real target, the thing that you need to destroy, may or may not be the thing that's shooting at you right now. So it is still a valid thing to do, to sense the worm.
Yeah, I guess then. Yeah, I got 5.
With 5, that basically extends all over this whole depot, right? Spencer was correct that the 2 in the middle were the important ones, but both of them are absolutely crackling with the energy of the worm, but for different reasons. One of them feels poisonous and one of them feels chaotic, is the kind of energy you're getting from them. But it's like they're glowing like plutonium rods in your mind, both of them, but in different ways.
And where are they standing? Where are they located in vicinity and relativity to us?
I'd say the shooting started when you guys were about 5 trains away. You guys were kind of like making your way across, like between the trains and the building, and somebody, quite frankly, their wits and awareness was higher than your stealth, knew you were there, and they're shooting. You haven't actually seen who's shooting at you yet. They threw a flashbang and started shooting. But you figure it's about 5 trains more down.
Tempest will shift back, or shift into at least Krenos is the rage monster one, correct? She will shift into Krenos so she could talk, and she will explain that to everybody else and be like, guys, heavy taint signals about 5 cars up, got some worm action going on. I think that's probably where they shot us from, although not sure, can't really see anything, just picking up, steaming trash vibes.
So to make sure I'm telling you clear, the trains are like this, right? Side by side by side by side. And you guys are making your way along here. It is 5 trains across, not 5 cars down. Just to make sure I'm giving you the right description.
Tempest says what the DM said and translates it to you accurately, even though I apparently cannot.
Yeah, but she does let you know that basically up ahead. Roughly in the direction from which you're being shot at. Yes.
All right, then. Here's the plan.
Mm.
I'm going to run in and kill all the guys. You don't get shot. And I immediately kind of, in my Krynos form, I'm going to kind of leap up over where we are and just run straight out in the middle trying to, first of all, draw fire. And secondly, kill whoever is shooting at me.
What does Zuffy do when he's like, don't get shot?
I want to, first of all, try and lick my wounds to heal them with my my mother's touch gift, which is getting a lot of use this session, even though I've like never used it before. So it's intelligence plus medicine. Let me look with
while you roll that, what is Selena doing? Again, as you see, he sort of like puts you down and you've got this like burning, agonizing hole in your shoulder. And he jumps up and runs away.
She's gonna sort of growl to herself as she shifts into her Krynos form. And you tell me how possible this would be. I'd like to take one arm and kind of grab onto one of the windows on the train car and swing up onto the top so I can run along the tops of the trains to get to where we're going.
In Krynos, you do so easily. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I would like to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're like 10 foot, and I mean, you like to the top of the train, and like, you know, is nothing. And as you get up there on top, you see there's 3 people on top of one of the trains, and 2 of them are kind of shooting down towards you all, and one of them is like yelling at somebody through one of the skylights on the train.
Cool. I will howl and charge in their direction with my sword hands out.
Sword hands, yes. How many successes there, Zuffy?
That's 5 with a messy critical.
Okay. You have in front of you for how much you heal, right?
Yeah.
Or do you need? Okay, yep. So you are successful at healing while they are charging over. Spencer, your train does start to move forward. And as it starts to move forward, you see there is someone that is sort of like bent over, like he was like reaching into a duffel bag or something. As the train kind of starts to move by, you see he like looks up with like shock on his face. In Tempest, you can see him as the others are charging forward.
You kind of glitched out a little bit on me on my end. What the face of who do I see? Is there charging?
Spencer moves the train out of the way, and there was another person who was like down on his knees getting something out of a bag. You would assume contextually he's the one that threw the flashbang. But when the train moves away and like gives away his position, he kind of looks up like he's shocked, and you see he continues fumbling with the bag.
Is he like close enough for me to charge at him?
You would be, especially because you're in Krynos. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take him out.
All right. How are you going to attack him?
I don't trust anybody here because this whole place is awful. So I'm going to pull out the clave and like just go for it.
All right. Dex and melee. Jax, as you are running, you see these 2 people are trying to shoot at you, but you see they have looked up and seen something else coming, which you don't know is Selena. But you will have a chance to attack before they try and shoot you. So you can give me your strength and brawl. Same thing, Selena. Strength and we established as dex and melee with your sword arm, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me your dex and melee. Spencer, now that the train is moving, the plan worked. What does Spencer do next?
Hurting from his wound, he's gonna, once the train is off of where he's laying down, because I kind of got down in the middle of the tracks. Once it's passed, I'm gonna kind of roll and try to skitter onto the next train, and just kind of keep, while they're mayheming, I'm gonna keep sneaking under the trains to try and get closer to the worm taint trains.
Give me your dex and stealth. A lot's happening, but we'll see how well you get across. Okay. And Zuffy, once you are done with the healing, what does Zuffy do?
I feel reinvigorated, and I want to charge after, like, in the direction where Jax went. And
All right.
I want to attack.
You're gonna go do a munch. All right, Tempest. How many successes was that?
The messy crits tonight are flowing. Very, very ragey. 4, 5, 6. That is 7 with a messy crit.
You run over and just bury your sword in this guy, and you see, like, he turns and he looks at you, and when he does, you see he's got a tattoo on half of his face of a spiral, and he looks at you, and a grenade falls out of his hand, but you realize there's still a pin in it.
I look at him and I look at the grenade and I go, that shit on your face is why peace was never an option here. And I pull my clave out of his back and I take the grenade and with the pin still in it, and I just hang on to it. And I'm actually going to look in the bag and see if there's anything else that can, like, I don't know, maybe help us in the current situation.
In the bag, there's a 45 handgun with silver bullets. There's a few other silver bullets just kind of like dangling around lightly. One more flashbang and one more grenade.
Yeah, I'm going to take that whole bag and I'm going to meet up with the rest of the group.
All right. How many successes for Jax? Because again, there's 3 dudes up on the roof.
9.
They are completely defenseless. Jax, what attack do you how are you attacking them?
I mean, if they're close enough together, I would just like to kind of just dash past them and just cut them both in half if I can.
Humans are essentially defenseless. They're tissue paper. If you get close enough to touch them, and Selena, how many for you, Selena?
8 with a crit.
Say, but while he is brutal and just like ripping chunks out of them, and rib bones and meat are going everywhere, you are precise, Selena, as befitting a lady. And it's one of those things where there's the split second where, like, the dude, like, goes to move and his head just sort of rolls off. He full Zatoichi. And Selena, you know, as Jax is like ripping the two of them apart, you are there near this open skylight that the man was talking into. And you do hear a commotion, and it's terrible, Selena. You are not the spiritualist that some of the others are, and yet you're still Garou. You still comprehend when something is tainted and wrong. And while you are looking down, give me your dex and athletics again, Selena.
That's 4.
Excellent. Hang on just 1 second here.
It's not good when you say excellent.
I know it's excellent when I say excellent. All right. I sent another thing there into chat there that is going to be relevant here in a moment.
Great.
Selena, as you look down and you look over just in time to see a pair of green eyes looking up at you, and you throw yourself to the roof of this train as a plume of green flames shoots up into the air, and out of the hole you see a misshapen, horrible looking werewolf comes out of the hole.
I stab it. I stab it.
You skip this cutscene.
Get bad. I don't want it.
You're like, cutting. What was that stealth that you got there, Spencer?
Just
Good.
the one.
You know, I feel like you're talking to yourself, like you're like, must go quiet. Yeah.
Keep it down.
Yeah. Tempest, you very much see him like scuttling under as you pick these things up.
Spencer. Do you like have anything to like? Do you want a bomb?
No. I can make my own.
I know, but these ones are ready made for. Never mind. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go give these to the others. You need anything?
I'm quiet.
You're not though. I heard. That's okay. That's all right. All right.
Zuffy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tempest. Zuffy, you see the two of them pounce on these guys and Selena go tumbling backwards as this hulking spiral comes up like ripping through the roof hatch as it comes up, and it's got a huge like bulbous mass over one shoulder. It is like misshapen and its maw is like long and twisted, and it is awful as you are flying over, and you see she does sort of stumble back but like get her swords out like, all right, apparently we're about to do this. What does Zuffy do?
As I've been charging in this direction, I have shifted into my Krynos form, and I want to just run at that thing and just completely sink my claws into it.
Hey, give me your strength and brawl.
Can you remind me how the Krynos form affects those?
You get +4 to your strength.
Okay.
I mean, it's a strong girl form. Yep.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna spin a willpower because those were all failures. Okay.
Jax, 3 is you are tearing these people apart. You hear them because the spiral is not subtle at all. It's fast, but it's not subtle. And you see Selena sort of stumble backwards out of the way, and it's hulking over her. And Zuffy comes and like lunging over with her claws, and it catches her right out of the air by the neck. And it looks at her, and it opens its mouth like it's about to breathe flames, like point blank. What would you like to do, Jax? It got a significant number of successes on its defense there.
Well, okay then, Mr. Challenge. I'm gonna go ahead and kill that guy. I'm gonna attack that guy, because like I thought like maybe he's hinting I should do something else, but now it doesn't matter what you're hinting at because I'm gonna attack that boy. That's for damn sure.
Again, I am only here, in the words of Jason Carl, to represent the world of darkness and what it demands.
Yeah.
Also, fair viewer, we might go slightly over so we can wrap this up here. So apologies. If you have to scoot, of course, you can catch the ending on the VOD. But for the rest of us, we are about to see this to the end. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't have enough dice. Give me like 1 second. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 7. 13. Successes. And he has a 1 die penalty as a point of note as well.
You and this one freaking die. You know what? Let us be sporting here, Mason Dula.
Oh, all right.
Choose odd or evens.
I see what you're saying. You know what? Even.
Okay. Cool. Because he had 2 crits, and I was gonna give you a chance to take away one of his crit dice.
Okay.
It so happens it did not take away one of his crit dice. However, it does knock him down to only 9 successes.
Okay.
So you tell me what you do to him. As you see, he opens his mouth and you see the balefire forming, that he's clearly about to just breath weapon all over Zuffy. What do you do?
Oh, sure. Wait, is it Selena or who's he have in the?
He's got Zuffy. He grabbed Zuffy went to like claw at him, and he grabbed Zuffy. It was like,
Either way, I'm not happy about it. So I can see like the green flames kind of licking out of his mouth.
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna just literally try and wait until I see it coming out and just clamp his mouth shut. Using my spur claws, leave them in, just kind of gently pick her up and walk away while he begins to hopefully burn himself with his mouth clamped shut.
Hold on a second here.
Because I need to get my friends to safety, because that's now become my mission.
Hold on one second. All right. You reach over and grab and like bite down or clamp down on his maw, and you see the fire start building up. What does Selena do when she see that like he like grabs his mouth and kind of pulls Zuffy away from him?
Well, I have a thing that I want to do, and I'm gonna let you determine if I'm allowed to or not.
I like where this is headed.
Right now I've got my sword hands, and I'm sort of right there.
Mhm.
So I'd like to do the stabby thing, but
Mhm.
as this blade is entering his flesh,
Mhm.
if I could shift to my spur claws instead and just sort of get a good grip on some guts, that would bring me such joy.
Give me I like where this is headed. I like where your head's at. I don't know that the dice like where your head's at because he just rolls spectacularly. So let us see how this plays out. First, give me the dex and melee. Let's see if you're successful in the stabization.
You know, we're definitely blowing a willpower on that.
You remember to add your 4 dice for Krenos, right?
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh no. Sorry, 1 die for Krenos. This is dex, not strength.
Why are you such a tease?
I know.
But you know what? That gave me another crit, so that's 8.
You're welcome.
10 total.
So yes, you very much bury your sword into him, and he and his eye turns and looks at you, and it is shining green. And yes, you're able to shift into your claw hands there, and his guts sort of like fall out, nasty and horrifying, and he sort of slumps to the ground as Jax is still holding on to his maw here. Spencer, you have gotten underneath one of these 2 trains.
So these are the bad trains, right?
These are them. I will say, because reasons, and this seems like a very glasswalkery thing to do, you are aware that one of them is emitting a lot of radiation. A lot of radiation. Many times over what you detected from the previous bomb.
That's not good. Okay, long shot here. What kind of trains are all around? Are they all passenger cattle type stuff? Would there
subway trains? Just straight up.
Oh, they're all
straight up subway trains. They just happen to be parked here at the depot.
It's no dangerous cargo that anyone would be carrying. That okay. Well, oh man, radiation makes things trickier. So there's the 2 trains. One's full of radiation. What's the other one? That's the chaos one. Is that the one he jumped out of?
Mm-hmm. He came out of the chaos one, not the radiation one. They're side by side, but yeah, he came out of chaos train, not radiation train.
And they're all standing on the.
They're on top of chaos train. Mm-hmm. I will say, as you were like super subtly crawling by, was just in time as the up there on the top of that. Mm-hmm.
Then I would pop out at this point because I honestly don't know what in my skill set I can do. Actually, I'm gonna consult Cockroach on my phone. I'm gonna hit him up. Radiation. I don't help.
Tempest. Hold on a second here. Wait. Tempest, as you are moving forward, warily eyeing your destination, you do, and you see them killing the spiral up on the roof, and you hear Spencer just say out loud, help.
Let's see. How many of like what kind of does it look like they could drop this spiral to get away from him for him to go explode with a grenade before the spiral runs away? Or am I going to have to force feed a grenade to a spiral dancer? You as DM, I will let you decide because I'm fully willing to do either.
You have watched them kill this spiral. They brought Silverfang realness down on this dude and just like smashed him. You don't. There may well be other ones. But you very much watched like he is getting like stabbed, clawed, ripped. Yeah, he's getting all messed up.
So is it dead or is it on the brink of death? I'm not,
it looks like they've killed it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, she goes, what do you need help with? It's dead.
Well, Spencer is under the other train. They're on top of one train. He is under another train. Spencer is the one saying help.
You're all spread out and we don't play with minis, so it's very difficult to keep track of who's standing where, especially when the group splits into three.
The three of them are on top of Chaos Train. He's under Radiation Train.
Gotcha. Do I see anything else that needs to die?
I mean, you know there's these two evil trains.
She's just going to look at the group and go, hey, I brought bombs. If anybody wants one. That's up on the train.
I like to imagine
this one might be a bomb.
I like to imagine Jax is having just like a minor moment where after like this eviscerated corpse kind of falls, pathetic, and then he kind of turns. Zafir, are you okay?
I feel great. I feel not as great as yesterday, but like almost as great as that. Just great.
Okay, I mean, I wasn't worried or anything. I just wanted.
Yeah, no.
Shut up! I gotta kill more stuff.
Tempest. So,
yeah. I'm gonna walk the bombs to the like front of the train since, and I'm just gonna head like towards.
Yeah, you're by the front of both trains. That's you guys were kind of like moving along the trains from here.
Like to put the bombs in the front of both of the trains.
Well, they're grenades. I mean, you're pulling the pin and just throwing it in the train.
If I can, yeah, or if I can wedge it in and then kind of pull the pin out of it once it's like wedged in the grill or something. Like, however, I can get it to work.
I mean, if you're a strong girl, if you just want to bust in the window, clink, and drop it, you could. But you do not know what's inside these trains.
I would like to blow it up without sticking my arm in the train.
Okay. Okay. So, Spencer, when you see her approaching the radiation train with a grenade, do you say anything?
Radiation. Here. That's what I need help with. Someone. This bomb. Big bomb.
You want it to not blow up? I don't understand. What's radiation got to do with anything? I just like pummeled a guy back there and got a big bag of bombs. I'm not. What would you tell me what you need, Spencer?
Put the bombs down. Everyone over here. Now, we need to focus on this train. Crazy train's done. Radiation train. Now, don't blow it up. It's a fucking bomb. It's a nuclear bomb.
What do we do?
So how do we get it out of here?
I don't know. Hold,
Can
please.
You reroute it? Do you have like any way to like get into the like the trains? You know, sometimes they like can't they like electronically switch paths or something? Can you...
Of course, but where would you send a nuclear bomb? Into the heart of Manhattan?
In the movies, you put it in the water. Just saying.
Yeah, could we short them out and make it like crash somewhere in a field, like far away, at least far away from people?
Radiation. Just let me think for a second. I would like to examine this train and see if there's any panels that we could open to see what's inside of it.
All right. Yeah, give me your int in technology or investigation. Yes, Selena.
I'm just curious. So being that I'm still standing on the crazy train, can I? Is it done? As the kids are saying, or do I hear more?
Give me your wits and awareness.
This my smallest dice pool.
This spiral came tearing up out of inside of this and left a big, jagged, gaping hole after him. Yes, Tempest?
I would like to look inside the train that he said not to blow up, because before I wanted to blow it up without looking inside of it. But now, since I'm not going to blow it up, I would very much like to know what's inside of it.
Give me your wits and awareness. 4. You hear chanting, Selena.
I drop right down in that. I drop right down in that.
When you drop down inside of here, there is what could best be described as a grotesque temple. You can see along the walls, there is pulsating, undulating meat of some kind. And there is a greenish haze everywhere, and it becomes abundantly clear to you immediately this is supposed to feel like you're inside of a giant worm.
Cool.
And
kill whatever's near me.
How many Tempests?
7 with another messy crit.
The exact opposite experience for you over there. This is lined all the way down the walls with what looks like bricks of C4 wired all the way down. And in the middle, it's still some distance away because it's an entire subway train, not just a car, a train. You do see the blinking lights of some larger contraption in the middle. And you become completely aware of the fact that if you've thrown a grenade in here, not only would you have killed all of you, you probably would have killed millions of people in the near vicinity.
Yeah, we got to get this, at least send it somewhere else that's like not.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I rolled 6 success on my technology and stuff.
There's a few places you think you could get in. You can like access a schematic. There's maintenance. Maintenance hatches here. Like you think, like any of these cars, you could access from the bottom and get up into it.
I would just come with me. And I would like to try and get as close to the device as possible and see if it's similar to the device that we disarmed at the very beginning with the worm crystal in it.
All right, Tempest, are you going to go into the bomb train with him?
Yep.
Come on, ride my bomb train.
As you all get inside there and you realize the crystal in the bomb you got there was about this big. This one is about the size of a bowling ball with just like points all over it. And you can see as the C4 has essentially been like lining the rows of the walls all the way down. It is almost like someone's knitting a quilt. Like as you look like kind of to the end, like the last 2 cars aren't there. There's just kind of some bricks of C4 in the middle. Like you can tell they're very much like stringing the whole thing. But the bomb does seem to be very much be in place.
Okay. I'm going to pull up C4 schematics on how to like undo the wires if possible and show her. Start breaking the contacts as much as possible. I'm going to work on this.
All right. Sounds good. And Tempest will do that. She'll pop out a little unicorn horn and whatever like wire he says to snip or it says on the diagram, she'll do that.
All right. Meanwhile, on the other trains, Zuffy and Jax, you're on the top. You see Selena hop down and then like run along in there. What are the 2 of you doing?
Okay. Is there anything else left alive that we can see?
As Selena gets through there and you hear this chanting increases, you see these people turn and look at you, and they are all humans, But
Okay.
something has been done to all of them, Selena. Some of them have their eyes stitched closed. Some of them have their mouths stitched closed. Some of them have their noses stitched closed. Even the ones with the sewn mouths are still trying to say something. And they turn and look at you, Selena, because you get there first. And they're just like, "You're too late, Silver Puppy. You're too late, Silver Puppy." They just they stop chanting and they just start saying that to you on repeat.
Cool. I have my claws out as I'm running, and I'd like it to be known I'm gonna drag them down the sides, like the meat sides of this train
Mhm.
as I'm going. And I don't really care what they're saying because their faces are gonna be gone when I get
Mhm.
there. So I
You-
just wipe it some cult faces.
You notice as you start scratching the sides, before you've touched any of them, they start screaming. When you, yeah, and you descend upon them and start smashing them. Again, people are largely defenseless. Some of them try and run, but Jax and Zuffy are all over them. I'm just like ripping these people to pieces here.
Mhm.
In the bomb train, give me your intelligence and technology, Spencer.
This is the big one. I'm gonna spend a willpower. That is 7 successes, no crits.
Spencer, you've been thinking back to what Cockroach did, what would have been yesterday morning, with this bomb, and you believe you can remove the crystal without killing everyone. You don't know if you can stop this thing from going off. It doesn't seem to be on a ticking timer right now, but you don't know if there's a way to safely deactivate it.
Can I consult Cockroach on my phone? Can I hit up old dude?
Give me your either your intelligence or your wits and your composure. Tempest, while you are trimming these bombs, give me your wits and occult.
Thor.
4?
Mm-hmm.
5? Tempest? Tempest, is you're trying to like go through here and like unclip things again and unravel this, and you're like, okay, hang on, no problem. It's a bomb. It's a bomb. This could probably kill everybody on the island of Manhattan. Like this is a civilization ender here. Like this is bad. You feel a cool breeze blow through your hair, and you hear horse hooves. Tempest.
Oh, Chimera, if that's you, your help would be much appreciated. Right now, what do we do with this thing?
What do you ask Cockroach, Spencer?
Hey, I could use a little bit of your guidance on how to disarm this and make sure that we don't kill all of civilization and corrupt Gaia with all of this radiation. Just a little help would be useful.
The response you get is, "I've got an idea, but you're not gonna like it."
I haven't liked anything since yesterday morning.
Zuffy, Selena, and Jax, again, they're humans. They're nothing. It's easily like a couple of them at the last second try to reach for weapons and things that you are sure are loaded with silver bullets, but it's once you even know they're there, they have no chance against you. And you all just smash and obliterate these people until you are left standing in what can only be described as the largest, most nightmarish temple to the worm possible. You realize what these people were doing here is they were trying to open essentially their own pit. But in order for a pit to really sustain, it has to be corrupted, which is probably the point behind the bomb. They have to set an anchor, essentially, for the worm's power here, and then ruin this land for all time in order for this to work.
Do we get the sense that we interrupted them in time?
I mean, whatever they were doing, it hasn't happened yet. Yeah. Although you don't know where Spencer and Tempest are. You're pretty sure they went into the train next door.
Assuming I'm horribly covered in blood and viscera and I look like I just massacred a whole train full of cultists, I will haul myself out of the chaos train and try and sniff out Tempest and Spencer and see what they're doing.
It is a good look, might I add.
It's, it suits me.
Zuffy and Jax, what are you two doing?
I just look at Jax and I say, sure would be nice if Pegasus would come and just fly us out of this.
Is that a thing that happens often?
No.
Okay, well, let's not count on it, and maybe we can find more stuff to kill for now.
Okay.
And so we see them. Can we see like through the windows that they're in the train beside us?
You can't see out the windows. It's
Okay.
meat.
Okay, meat windows. Cool. Yeah. Then and I guess from that aspect, I'm just gonna, seeing that this train has been taken care of, I'm gonna go see what needs killing in the next train, and if there's anybody, outside, maybe there too.
Zephy, you're aware some hardcore spiritualism is gonna need to be done here, but at least the active hostiles have been neutralized. Back on the other train, Tempest, give me your wits and occult, and you can add your totem dice.
On top of the other one.
Mm-hmm. Actually, just give me wits and your totem dice.
Six.
As you are you see like Spencer is sort of like kind of talking to himself over there, and like looking at this crystal and kind of like running his fingers through his hair and like thinking and trying to figure out what to do. You look in the mirror because there are still, looks somewhat like a subway train inside. It's just been rigged with explosives. And you see a reflection, and on one shoulder there's a dragon head and another shoulder a lion's head.
Am I okay is this a real mirror or a metaphorical mirror?
It's an actual reflection. Mm-hmm.
Oh, does that activate my flaw at all?
You feel yourself start to get a little bit wibbly, and you hear three voices. Tempest. 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 And just the roar of a lion.
Okay, that Chimera, the Chimera, I know that's you, right? Please say that's you. And I think I heard either you pretending to be unicorn or unicorn. I know you like to fuck with me sometimes and do that. But, now's not the time.
Tempest. The lion head starts talking. I can offer you glory, but at a cost. And the dragon head says, "But your name will be remembered." And a voice very gently whispers in your other ear, like it's standing behind you. "And it'll really fucking piss off the worm."
All right. I'm listening.
Spencer, on your phone, Cockroach just says, "Get off the train now."
Yep, no question.
He gets up and you see Shimmy's kind of out under the hatch that you guys came out of, and Selena and Zuffy and Jax, as you guys are kind of making your way over, you see him kind of crawling on his stomach out from under the train.
There are a lot of bad guys down there.
Nope. We leave. We off the train. Off the train. That's what I was told.
Where's
thought-
Tempest?
She's in there, but Cockroach said get off the train, so I got off the train. He said to do it.
And you left her on the train.
He didn't say bring her. He said get off the train.
Well, we have to get her.
Oh, hold on.
We have to get her. She's in our pack. We need to save her.
Give it. Listen, if Cockroach said get off the train, I trust Cockroach. But let's give her a minute. She knows what she's doing.
She was
Tempest.
working on the explosives.
Tempest, on board the train, you hear the brakes unlock. And it sort of shudders. And the lion looks at you in the reflection and says, "To the end of the line."
You got it.
And the dragon just turns its head and looks towards the front of the train where the controls are.
Where are we headed to? Where is the end of the line?
You guys sort of see Tempest kind of like moving past the windows, and outside Tempest, you see them kind of looking at you like, what are you doing?
I Falcon grasp Zuffy.
Tempest, as you get up towards the front of the train and you see them outside, you see the tunnel ahead of you, and you see it start to like swirl for a minute, and you see a window open up, and you see a familiar twisting black labyrinth. And that little voice behind you says, "Fuck the worm. Fuck the man."
Let's do this shit. And yeah, she'll throw it into hyperspeed.
You guys see the train starts going forward, and as it starts rolling, and you guys see it. When you turn your heads, all of you can see it. All of you can see that's Malpheus. That's where the worm is. As the train starts to inch forward.
Can I keep up with the train right now?
Sure can.
Yeah, I want to chase the train.
I don't let Zuffy go. I can't hold Jax, but I don't let Zuffy go.
Jax,
Mm-hmm.
you see the train like picking up speed, and it like very much is like Tempest. You see everything begins to shake as the train is going a place where there are no roads and there are no rails, and you are not wanted. And you see up ahead, you see that eye turn and look towards you in the sky, and you hear that voice again. "Stop this madness, and I will make you a queen."
I just keep going. and I kind of take the earring out that I have that's just like Zuffy's because I have the other one, and I kind of fling it out the window, and I'm like, "Love you, fam. I'll always remember you. Always pack." And I write it.
You see the train picking up, and it's like heading into this tunnel. And Jax, you're running, and you feel something stops you, Jax. Boom, like you hit a wall. And you see the faint glowing outline of your ancestor again. And you feel his beard on your shoulder as he just hugs you. And he says, "Warrior Death Boy, don't interfere."
Trying to brush his arm off, then no way, I can't catch up now, and just turn away.
And you guys, and the train disappears, and you start to hear, and then there's just an eerie silence, and you just feel the ground. Yes.
Go ahead. No.
No. And for a second, there's absolutely nothing. In Zuffy, you look down and you see a very small, very timid looking rat sort of struggle to carry this earring over to you and leave it in front of you.
I pick up the earring from the rat, and I also like pick up the rat and kind of move it onto my shoulder and give it some strokes and just let out this piercing howl cry into the Manhattan sky.
The rat comes over and nuzzles you, and yes, Spencer, you were saying something?
Oh, I'm just to the end of the line.
Do any of the rest of you howl?
Yes, but first I'll take a step forward and kind of lace my arm in Zuffy's. And I'll just say, she got the man. She got him. And then I'll howl with her.
I think Jax might be too mad right now. I think he might do that in private later.
You all hear, as you sort of throw your heads back and howl, kind of off in the distance, you hear other howls as Garou all over the city hear it and stop what they're doing here in the light of the rising sun and throw their head back and howl for the loss of one of their own. And that is a good place for us to stop. So thank you all. We will be off next week, but we will return with more of the story of the World of Darkness in New York. I have an idea what I would like, but I need to confer with the committee here. So I will commit to nothing beyond the fact that there will be more. That being said, I know we ran a little late. It's late everywhere, but I want to give you all a quick chance to say who you are and where people can find you. I will go in the reverse order of what we did at the top. So I will toss it over to you, May.
I'm okay. I'm fine. Hi.
Dusty, it's all that smoke. It's all that smoke. That's it. It's just everywhere. It's just smoke in here too.
Very dusty in here. Yes. Something in both of my eyeballs. My meat sack is leaking. But I am Melee Damage. You can find me on all of the socials at whatever they are, /Melee Damage. I do lots of things. I run games. I play games. I do a lot of stuff with B-Dave. And above and beyond anything, I am a musician. And I just released a new single called Mothership that's available on everything, all of the iTunes, Spotify, all of that. So if you get a chance, go check it out. Go download it. And thank you for tuning in and watching all of us do awesome things. And thank all of you for being like, part of this and doing like awesome things with me. Thank you. I love you all. You're all awesome.
Fuck the man.
Fuck the man.
Emily.
Hi, I'm fine. I am.
This New York dust, it's bizarre that it's just like the country dust.
A lot of pollution here. That's all. I can be found on all social stuff at Emily the Spoon. And in addition to this stream, can be found on Bard and Barbarians stream every other Thursday in Kalu. And this character is my favorite, so that's all. That's it.
Hey, we may see more of this sweet girl. I got a plan.
So
there's a thing that's happening. Nope. There's a plan in motion. There's a plan in motion. Diana.
Hi, I am Diana. I am one half of the Bard and Barbarian team, and you can find me doing a lot of stuff with Die Hard Dice these days. But to watch more games, Justice and I do a lot of D&D on our channel. We do some Call of Cthulhu. We do soon to be a twisted mythology percentile system. I'm rewriting the rules for our mythology game this week, so that'll be fun. And yeah, you can find me all kinds of places. D'Amico Diana on Twitter, and I say words about stuff sometimes like B-Dave, but not nearly as often.
But they're still the best words. They're still wonderful words. Yes.
Runner-up words. Your words are best words. But
Mason.
Yeah, hey everybody. Thanks for watching. My name is Mason Dula. You can find me DMing pretty often, usually 3 times a week, over on WizardRex TV here on the Twitch. Also, I show up here on occasion, as well as Bard and Barbarian, and it's a whole lot of fun. And if you like those sort of things, or Call of Cthulhu or any kind of that stuff, come check it out and check them out and check these people out. If you're not following this channel, follow this channel.
Follow Q Times. Follow all the Q Times.
Yeah, absolutely.
7 days a week, I think something dope is happening. At least, well, when I'm doing one-on-one shots. No. Quarter Corvets is Sunday. Yeah, no, 7 days a week, something's happening. And the last but certainly not least, the beautiful Justice Hughes, the birthday boy.
Yes, I'm Stashmandu on the socials. My mustache it's coming back.
It's coming back.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it happened fast, I must say.
Clean living. So Stashmandu on the socials, and over on Bard and Barbarian's channel, we also have a shop, bardandbarbarian.com, if you want a cool Bard and Barbarian stuff. I'm do D&D and Call of Cthulhu and now World of Darkness stuff, and I'm just having fun with it, and I'm gonna miss Spencer because, well, I do end up chewing off all of my nails during this, but he's just a lot of fun to play.
Like I said, you may yet see these wolfy babies again. I'm B-Dave Walters. I say words about things, but not with the effectiveness that Diana does. I'm somewhere 7 days a week doing stuff. If you've joined us live, thank you for tuning in. I'm all over D&D Celebration this very weekend at 11. I'll be doing the DMs panel tomorrow. At 11 on Sunday, I will be playing with Realmsmith. I'm always somewhere. Follow me on Twitter at B-Dave Walters, because even I can't keep up with all the stuff. There was a number of announcements. There's Pirates of Leviathan. We're working on Into the Motherlands. Predation is coming next month. Follow Q Times. It is September, I believe. I don't know if production can tell me right now, but I know for Bard and Barbarian, for Q Times, Twitch is making it very easy to sub to people. It makes it cheap for you without stealing money from them. So support all the people and all the things. May's got a Twitch also, Melee Damage, So at WizardRex,
and a
sub to all the things. And thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, we will not be here next week, but we shall return soon with the next chapter of the World of Darkness in New York City. Thank y'all. See you next time.